Football is back in Blacksburg as Virginia Tech takes on North Carolina State in a primetime matchup from Lane Stadium. Hello, everyone. Jake Lyman and Andy Loce here for 3304 Sports as we kick off our football coverage for this 2020 season. Andy, the Hokies come into this game. They've had game after game delayed due to COVID-19. This game was supposed to be played 2 weeks ago. NC State backed out. Hokies were supposed to open their season on September 19th. Hokies had to pull out, and now COVID-19 affects them once again with this game, although it will be played tonight.
It will be played tonight. A lot of players out with COVID-19 or other injuries. We'll hop on that for a minute. But you mentioned about how both programs have had to try to maneuver their way through these difficulties. It looked like at times that both of their seasons were at doubt. You looked at what NC State had to go through in late August. That was difficult. They had to suspend all their athletic events. Virginia Tech didn't have that extreme of a case at one point, Jake, but they did have a scare in postponing their matchup against University of Virginia last week. But still, they're both able to go out there today in Lane Stadium. It's a home matchup for the Virginia Tech Hokies. It's going to be the weirdest Enter Sandman of all time. But the best thing about it is that football is back in Blacksburg, like you emphasized on.
Only 1,000 people will be in the stands for this Hokies-Wolfpack game tonight. And there will be a couple of people missing from the Virginia Tech sideline as well. It was just announced a few minutes ago that 23 players and 2 coaches are out for tonight's game due to COVID-19. Highlight of that, first off, on the coaching side, defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton expected to start his new era after Bud Foster retired last offseason. Now he is out for this game, and we are not sure who will be the replacement defensive coordinator. I would lean towards Bill Tierlink, but we'll have to see once this game begins.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. You talk about a transition. You have most of these players from last year who have been working under Bud Foster's system, and now this offseason, you don't get that many opportunities of actually being with their coaches as well because, summer and workouts were delayed. Fall camp began later than it usually does. So you build the system with your defensive coordinator in his first year, and then right before you're about to hit the field, you get notified that your defensive coordinator won't be there, and Justin Hamilton. It's got to suck for Hamilton. I know that for sure. I bet he wanted to get out there and just get the season going, but hopefully he recovers well. But for the players, you got to make a quick switch on it. You're going to run the same kind of plan, but you don't have that same guy calling the shots, and that's going to be a little difficult for them to maneuver through.
It will definitely be tough, especially with the new system being implemented. Also want to mention that Justin Hamilton and his wife just had a baby this past week. Want to make sure they are in our thoughts and hope that the family is okay. On the players' side, 23 players are out. However, only 2 starters, but some pretty big names on the offensive side of the ball. Hendon Hooker is not going to play tonight, so the transfer from Oregon, Braxton Burmeister, gets the start.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker is what rejuvenated this team last year. They were at 2-2 after the 4 weeks that they played, and they switched over to Hendon for that road matchup against Miami. And the rest is pretty much history. They went 6-2 for that stretch, pretty much saved the season, were 1 quarter away from the ACC championship and possibly a New Year's Six game. He was the guy that helped out the Hokies last season. Not going to be able to go with him this year, but bring in another guy. And Braxton Burmeister, he's an exciting guy. He wasn't ruled eligible last season to play with the immediate eligibility, but at Oregon, he has an arm. He has the same dual-threat presence as Hooker, so the playbook will look very similar, in my opinion, that Brad Cornelison will be working with Burmeister. But, it's just another face that the Hokies have to get used to at quarterback. It seems like over the last 2 years, it's been like rotating door of people. So let's see if Burmeister is able to do his job tonight against the Wolfpack.
Coach Fuente did say earlier in this preseason that no matter who is in at quarterback, the playbook would not change all that much, as we saw it did with Willis and Hooker last season. Hooker won those first 6 games he started last season. No interceptions in those 6 games, so he was really a strong player for the Hokies. We'll see what Burmeister can do in relief. On the defensive side of the ball, the Hokies already lost Caleb Farley, their star cornerback, as he opted out of this 2020 season. Now, opposite him, their other star cornerback, they're a rare team that has 2, Jermaine Waller, will not play tonight as well.
Yeah, what I thought about going from the end of the 2019 season into the beginning of the 2020 season was you have Reggie Floyd that goes to the NFL. You have Caleb Farley who opts out. You get Devin Hunter, who was suspended indefinitely from the Hokies team. So you're already kind of running low on your defensive backs and your secondary. You already have a true freshman starting tonight on Keontae Jenkins from the rover position. And now you lose the guy, Jermaine Waller. That was in my opinion, kind of expecting a breakout year. Unfortunately, his season won't be able to go today, but that's just going to rely on younger talent. Might see a little bit more from Devin Taylor, might see a little bit more from Byron Murray today. So someone's going to have to step up and take over that Waller position. It's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be nerve-wracking at times for some of these players to really take that starting role, especially since in practice they've been talking about who they've been running the ball, running the defense with. They have guys running the 1s, 2s, and 3s. They've been mixing it up. So these guys are still getting their equal reps, so they're going to step in and make an impact. But, just really hate to see some of these star players not being able to get the go.
Definitely is tough to see. We do now have word that it will be Ryan Smith, the cornerbacks coach, who just came over from James Madison this offseason, will be calling the defense tonight. So he's getting a big opportunity here and should be interesting. Other players who will miss tonight, some highlights here. Wide receiver Darrell Simmons will not play, as well as running back and kick returner Keyshawn King. Offensive lineman Silas Danzy and TJ Jackson will not play. Jaden Payute, we knew he was hurt, so he won't play as well. On the defensive side of the ball, Tyree Rogers, Nasir Peoples, and Nyquil Hawkins are also ineligible. And then kind of a sneaky one here, long snapper Oscar Shadley will not play tonight. So it'll be interesting to see if there's some bad snaps or some miscues in the kicking game. That could play a big factor. We've talked enough about COVID-19 here, Andy. Let's talk some football. These are two teams that have both had their COVID-19 issues, but NC State came out last week, was able to put together a solid team, and they were able to go get a win against Wake Forest, but it wasn't always as smooth as they would have liked it to be.
No, they actually started that game really well, Jake. They got up to that 14-0 lead, and you thought that moment was, oh, yeah, here we go. The Wolfpack are going to take down the Demon Deacons. They gave up that lead. They allowed Wake Forest to get back into it. You start that second half with the same kind of mentality. They go up, and they just get a 14-point lead again and lose it. So they blew two 14-point leads, and I bet Wolfpack fans across the nation were freaking out about it. Like, how could you blow these double-digit leads in the game? Fortunate enough to pull out the 45-42 victory, though. So it's definitely showing that the offense is there for the Wolfpack, putting up 45 points to get the season going, but that defense has a lot of question marks now. Like, is that offense going to feel confident enough of what they've done to get out on the field and make a stop, get the defense to make a stop? So that's something we're looking forward to today, Jake. And Hokies offense is always something that can be very lethal at times with the best, really, especially new running backs and Khalil Herbert and Raheem Blackshear. So fun one out here tonight. It's going to be interesting what teams are able to do their job tonight.
And we look at that NC State offense that you mentioned, 45 points last week. A lot of their production came on the ground. They have a little bit of a two-headed monster in that backfield with Ricky Person Jr. and Zonovan Bam Knight. Those two guys both were just a few yards shy of 100 yards and combined for 3 scores on the ground. They're going to be tough to stop for this Hokies team. But we also look at the quarterback position. It was expected to be Devin Leary starting, the redshirt sophomore out of Sicklerville, New Jersey. He was the 8th quarterback in the nation coming out of high school, really supposed to be a big recruit for this Wolfpack team. Came in last year and really struggled, didn't win a single ACC game. Bailey Hockman, who's going to be starting tonight and started last week, he won their lone ACC game last year against Syracuse and then beat Wake Forest last week. So Hockman, the lefty, he could be that X factor for this Wolfpack team tonight.
Yeah, when you have Leary coming in as a redshirt sophomore, he was the first redshirt freshman to begin at NC State since Russell Wilson. So a lot of hopes in that young guy, but he wasn't able to perform. Luckily for NC State, they have the guys that can come in and really take on this role, and Hockman was definitely that guy who did that, Jake. And he started out against Syracuse and BC last year, and you mentioned the win that he had against Syracuse. So he's good at winning football games, and that's who you want to have out there.
And on the Hokies side, we mentioned Burmeister will be starting. And despite missing a couple of pieces here and there on offense, most of their weapons are still there when you look at Turner, Robinson, Caleb Smith, James Mitchell. So there's still a lot of firepower on this Hokies offense.
Oh, for sure. That's the one thing tonight that the Hokies won't be lacking of. You mentioned, we talked about the secondary, the starting quarterback. But the thing is they got great skill positions on that offense. The running backs are staying healthy. The wide receivers and the tight ends are all staying healthy. And with Trey Turner, the nickname that he has in Blacksburg called Big Play Trey, looking to get something going tonight. I'm also looking at Hodge and Ferris, 2 grad transfers that are coming in. Hodge from Villanova, Ferris from Kansas. Hodge put up great numbers last year. He had his career best in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and he had 13 touchdowns. So a big target out there in Villanova. the switch from the FCS to the FBS will be fun to watch for Ferris tonight. That's Hodge. For Hodge tonight. So it'll be interesting to watch of who's going to be the hot target for Burmeister under center.
It's going to be a fun one from Lane Stadium. We now know how COVID-19 is going to impact this game. We know what players won't be available, but now it's time to go put the ball down and play. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back for kickoff between the Hokies and the Wolfpack. You're listening to Hokies Football on 3304 Sports. Welcome back as we get ready for Virginia Tech and North Carolina State facing off from Lane Stadium in an ACC football matchup. Enter Sandman just blared on the speakers just a little bit down the road from where we are off campus at Virginia Tech down at Lane Stadium. The Hokies have entered the stadium and they are getting ready for some football. Andy, we've talked about it, COVID-19 affecting this game. 23 players for the Hokies, 2 coaches including defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton out. But is there a way for the Hokies, shorthanded as they are, to go in and win this game?
Oh, the Virginia Tech Hokies are ranked 20th in the nation, not just because of their star players, but as they are as a team. I think Justin Fuente has a great team with him this year, and I think they're going to be able to still take advantage of this result. We knew that some players were going to be sitting out due to COVID-19 related issues, and also some with maybe some, injuries. But I think this team is still well put together, and I think the Hokies will still have a great contest tonight against the Wolfpack.
And we look and see that Tracy Clays, the linebackers coach for the Hokies, also unavailable tonight. So Hokies are missing a few key guys in their defensive coaching staff that could have an impact on this game. It's a cloudy, kind of foggy day in Blacksburg. The sun has gone down, and usually that means a raucous crowd of 66,000 people jumping, shaking the earth, but instead just 1,000 people in the stadium tonight, mostly friends and family of the players. We're getting ready to go as the Hokies are on the field. NC State huddled, waiting to kick it off as the Hokies will get the ball first. Referee tonight, Jeff Flanagan. He'll be making the signals in the white and black stripes. Hokies wearing their maroon helmets, maroon jerseys with white lettering and numbering, and white pants, while the Wolfpack come in all white, going with the Stormtrooper look tonight in Blacksburg. Andy, Braxton Burmeister sees the field first. What do you think the Hokies and offensive coordinator Brad Cornelson should be doing to try and get him readjusted? Has not played a live football game in over 2 years.
Well, you just saw right there Burmeister and Blackshear, sharing a word on the sideline. That's crucial. Both guys coming in and making their first start for the Hokies today. I think you work a playbook around him that is going to be easy for him to adapt to, maybe run the balls. Don't go anything deep just yet.
And we are ready for kickoff. Christopher Dunn boots it away towards the Virginia Tech south end zone, and it'll be taken in at the 5-yard line. A little hole here for Khalil Herbert, and finally taken down at the 25-yard line. So the Kansas transfer taking over for Keyshawn King as the kick returner, and he will stay on the field as the starting running back for the Hokies. Hokies in the huddle. It looks like Doug Nestor is starting. He's listed as a backup on the depth chart that was released earlier this week. Nestor started a lot at left guard last year, now listed at right tackle. We'll see what the Hokies offensive line looks like. Burmeister starts 1st and 10 from the right hash in the shotgun. Hands off Herbert, cuts back, finds a hole up the middle. 35, 40, 45, 50, across midfield and down to the NC State 45. The Hokies, shorthanded as they may be, they get an explosive play on their first play from scrimmage. Khalil Herbert found a cutback lane and just took it for about 30 yards.
Over 1,700 yards at the University of Kansas, Jake. He was behind Puka Williams Jr. He comes to Virginia Tech, wins the starting role, and immediate impact, and they already have the ball across midfield.
Hokies in the hurry-up now. Burmeister in the shotgun. Herbert to his left, 3 receivers to the near side. Ball in the right hash. Burmeister calls out signals, now takes the snap. Play action, looking over the middle, has Trey Turner at the 36. Breaks a tackle inside the 30, another first down for the Hokies, and this offense looks explosive already, despite not really having that many opportunities to practice and play live football lately.
Yeah, Burmeister making his first throw as a Hokie looked very comfortable. You see Trey Turner, he's going to be down on that left side of the screen, makes the throw and finds a connection down the middle of the field. He breaks that tackle and it gets inside that 30. Jake, that's 2 first downs in a row for the Hokies, and they're looking very comfortable in their first series.
2 plays, Hokies at the North Carolina State 28. Burmeister in the shotgun once again. Takes a look over to the Hokies sideline, maybe changing up the play here. Herbert moves from the right side of Burmeister to the left. All the receivers to the near side once again. Burmeister hands off. Herbert has it right side. Taken down quickly by 3 NC State Wolfpack members. And he was led, it looks like, by Cecil Powell, the sophomore from Fort Lauderdale.
Well, they read that play better that time for the Wolfpack. First big stop that they've had in the series. He gave the ball to Herbert. He had a great run to that right side on the first play of this drive, but that time was a perfect read from the NC State Wolfpack. They have that great defensive line that can cause trouble for both Herbert, Blackshear, and Holston tonight.
Burmeister in the shotgun. It'll be Blackshear to his left. 3 receivers in the formation. Handoff once again. Blackshear going right, taken down in the backfield.
They try to run that same play that they did with Herbert, and Blackshear has been talked about amongst his teammates and his coaching staff for being an electrifying player in that backfield. But that was a great play there by Isaiah Moore to get out there and make the tackle.
2-yard loss on the play. Moore, the redshirt junior from Chester, Virginia. He's been a huge impact player for the Wolfpack, and he makes a big play there. It'll be 3rd and 11. Hokies from the Wolfpack 29. Burmeister takes the snap. Nobody seemed to be ready for that one. Throws to the right sideline. Nobody there. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. Kind of a weird play there, Andy. The offensive line set. None of the defensive linemen came after Burmeister, and he just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's only hard count your own lineup there. That would have been a little bit daunting. And the Hokies, even though they had a great first 2 plays, they ran into a wall right there, and NC State was able to do their job defensively. But that was a weird play right there from Burmeister. Don't know if his receivers were ready. And he kind of just threw it to Tavion Robinson, who was out of bounds at that point. So, an abrupt end to the drive. Didn't think it was going to end with a field goal attempt, but here we go with Brian Johnson.
So Hokies get 2 big plays, then go 3 and out. Brian Johnson, the redshirt senior, on for the kick. He's made his last 12 in a row. Snap, hold, kick is up, kick is good. Sneaks inside the left upright, and Virginia Tech takes a 3-0 lead with 12:13 left in the first quarter. Braxton Burmeister showing that even though he may have been the backup coming in, he can still make this Hokies lineup explosive. We'll take a break. NC State getting the ball for the first time when we come back. Welcome back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech takes a 3-0 lead over North Carolina State just under 3 minutes in to the first quarter. Got 2 big plays there to start it off. A Khalil Herbert 31-yard run on the first play from scrimmage, followed by a 16-yard pass from Braxton Burmeister to Trey Turner. Brian Johnson just made the field goal from 46 yards out. He will now boot it away towards the north end zone in Lane Stadium. This one will fly through the back of the end zone, and it will be a touchback. North Carolina State starting at their own 25.
We're going to get to see our first time here with Bailey Hawkman in tonight's game. He won it against Wake Forest last week, and he's been the guy for the last 3 games going back into the 2019 season, Jake. It'll be interesting to see how he's able to do the passing game. What I noticed about what the Wolfpack were able to do last week, they had 270 rushing yards, but Hawkman only registered 191. I believe that the Wolfpack are going to try to win this game. They're going to have to get more comfortable in their passing department.
They'll have an opportunity here with defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton not on the sideline tonight. Hawkman in the shotgun. Hands off left side. Person thrown down pretty quickly on the left side of the field. 2-yard gain on the play, and that'll be Justice Reed, the grad transfer from Youngstown State, making his first tackle. Everybody I've heard who has seen Justice Reed in the building says that guy is a grown man. He's not a college kid anymore in his 6th year of eligibility. Second down from the left hash, handoff Bam Knight down the left sideline, getting close to that first down marker before a horde of Hokies takes him down at about the 31-yard line. It'll be about a 4-yard gain, and NC State will have 3rd and 3 coming up.
We got to see the dynamic duo of the running backs here at the Wolfpack in the first drive. We started with Pearson Jr., then Zonovan Knight getting a good run there. scored the first down now. Do you go with Hockman's arm or do you give it back to your running backs?
It'll be Jordan Houston in the game, the third down back for the Wolfpack. Hockman in the shotgun, 4 receivers set. Hokies showing 4 down linemen. And a false start in the slot. It looks like that's the tight end, Kerry Angeline, who jumped there, and that's going to make it a lot tougher for the Wolfpack on third down.
Yeah, that's a home field advantage of the Hokies right there, making the team jump on a false start. Not many there in the stadium tonight, but the effect is still there.
1,000 fans making an impact early. It'll be 3rd and 7 now. Ball on the left hash at the 27-yard line. Hokies up 3-0 on NC State. 11 minutes left in the first. Hockman in the shotgun. Houston to his left. Snap. Looking left. Back middle. Pressure coming. He goes down. A sack. It's Justice Reed once again. The defensive end who started his career at Florida, then went to Youngstown State and finds himself a home in Blacksburg, ends the first drive of his career with the Hokies with a huge sack of Hockman, and that'll force a punt.
Yeah, 19 sacks at his 30 games at Youngstown State. Made the tackle early on Pearson Jr., and then now makes the sack on Hockman, already making a role in that first series.
Brings him all the way back to the 18-yard line, and now we see Trenton Gill on to punt. Second-team preseason All-American. So we have a good battle of the punters here with Gill and Oscar Bradburn for the Hokies. Gets this one away. Kick deep. It'll be taken in at about the 25-yard line by Tavion Robinson. Makes a move. Has space, but slips at about the 35. Maybe falls forward to the 36, and that is where Braxton Burmeister will start his second drive as a Hokie. 10 minutes left in the first. Hokies leading 3-0 over the Wolfpack. Welcome back to Blacksburg here in Lane Stadium. Virginia Tech off to a hot start. Went and got a field goal on their first offensive drive and get a 3-and-out on their first defensive stand with a 9-yard sack for Justice Reed in his first defensive series as a Hokie. A huge one there, forces the punt. Hokies take over at their own 36 for their second drive of the day.
Yeah, for a defensive coordinator not being there with Justin Hamilton, a drive that started off 3 plays, -7 yards at the Wolfpack is a great moment in the team. It builds a lot of confidence in themselves, and they know they can go out here and they can compete against this Wolfpack offense.
1st and 10 for the Hokies. Ball in the middle of the field at the 36. Burmeister in the shotgun. He's going to have a keeper here off the left side. Has room across the 40. Makes a move to the 50. 45 down just shy of the NC State 40-yard line. Hokies not shying away from the big play to start off drives. A big play there. 22 yards for Braxton Burmeister as he just slipped through a hole on that left side.
Yeah, Burmeister going out there quick, and the Hokies once again having a big run play to get the game going. Let's look at the block here from Herbert. Great block on the cornerback of the Wolfpack, and just able to make a nice move inside and cut it back out inside the 50-yard line.
Taken down finally by Rakeem Ashford and Jakeem Harris, but not before he gets to the 42-yard line. Left hash, Burmeister in the shotgun. Herbert to his left. Claps his hands, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he'll run with it up the middle, takes a hit after about a gain of 5 inside the 40 there, and finally taken down by C.J. Clark.
I like that play right there from the Hokies, the delayed sneak from Burmeister. He looked to his left. I think Trey Turner was down there as a guy he hit on the first drive for a 16-yard catch, but this time he went up at the middle, and you saw in the 2 plays from Herbert and Turner in that first drive, they were able to go down the middle, and a good short pickup there for Burmeister.
Burmeister will look over to the Hokies sideline. 2nd and 5 coming up. Herbert to his left. Just under 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Virginia Tech leading 3-0. Handoff left side. Herbert has space across the 30. 25-20. Breaks a tackle. 10-5. End zone. Khalil Herbert takes it to the house, and he is off to a phenomenal start here in Blacksburg.
They talked about the holes during the fall camp, and Khalil Herbert found a huge one there. Big space to the left side. He took advantage of it and used his speed, and no one was stopping him. A good touchdown from the Hokies, and they've really made their impact offensively in the first 6 minutes of this game.
And a huge block from Brock Hoffman, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, sprung Herbert for 37 yards down the left sideline into the end zone. Virginia Tech leads 9-0. 8:30 left in the first quarter. Brian Johnson on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick It is good. 10-0 Virginia Tech. They're shaking off all the rust, all the COVID-19 struggles. They've got a 2-score lead. 7.5 minutes into the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Virginia Tech football on 3304 Sports. Back in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech leading North Carolina State 10-0, 8:30 left in the first quarter. Khalil Herbert having an absolutely fantastic start to his day. 3 carries, 69 yards, and 1 touchdown, and that's just in 2 drives. Johnson's going to boot this one away towards the north end zone. That one will be taken in 1 yard into the end zone, and a quick decision to take a knee there by Ricky Person Jr. Andy, it seems like Khalil Herbert has a little bit of familiarity with this NC State defensive scheme, and I think that's because he does. When he played with Kansas against West Virginia a couple of years ago, he ran for 291 yards. And the defensive coordinator for the Mountaineers at that time, none other than current Wolfpack defensive coordinator Tony Gibson. So it seems like he likes playing against this 3-3 stack, and it's showing early.
Definitely is. Herbert, we were afraid about some of the players, coming out and making an instant impact, but Herbert has definitely gone differently than that.
Hockman on first down from the right hash. Shotgun, handoff right side. Person takes it up for a few yards there before being taken down by Emmanuel Belmore.
It looks like we're going to see a lot of running attack in this game, Jake. If Herbert continues to play that way he does, and you have Person Jr. and Knight, big plays are happening.
Hockman on second down, rolls left, throws left, knocked off the hands, and almost intercepted by the Hokies. Would have been a huge play. Instead, it falls safely to the ground. Hockman with a little bit of a risky throw, throwing it behind his receiver there.
Yeah, tried to go to Porter Rooks, but it was just a little bit behind him, and he couldn't make the grab.
So that brings up 3rd and 6. Hockman in an empty set in the shotgun. Hokies with 4 down linemen. Snap. Pressure coming up the middle. Throws right side. Intercepted. The Hokies take it away. It's Divine Diablo. The senior safety takes it away, and the Hokies are pouring it on in the first quarter.
Man, the offense was already looking great for the Hokies, but this is a big attempt to stop. Look at Hockman. He has that pocket collapsing and tries to make the throw. He just doesn't read Diablo to the left side of Rooks, and for Diablo, he reaches with the outstretched hands and gets the pick. That's a veteran move right there, Jake. The way he catches that ball and he rolls over and makes sure he secures that position, and all of a sudden, this game is starting to look like it's all Hokies.
Rooks running an out route right to the sticks. Diablo read it the entire way, jumped it, made the diving interception. Hokies take over at the Wolfpack 33. Ball in the left hash. Burmeister claps his hands. He takes it. He's going to run with it. Has another hole up the left sideline and kicked out of bounds after a gain of about 6 yards. Burmeister showing off his legs as well as his arm early. 3 carries, 33 yards so far for the former Oregon Duck.
Burmeister's patient. You saw right there, he looked like he was running into contact. He waited a bit, and then he rolled out to the left and picked up another 3 yards.
Let his blockers develop and then makes a nice play. Now he's alone in the shotgun. Looking deep over the middle, has the tight end Mitchell, takes a shot at the 10, but holds on and falls down to the 8-yard line. James Mitchell, the junior, puts the Hokies in 1st and goal.
James Mitchell would play behind Dalton Keene last year. Keene goes on and gets selected in the 3rd round by the New England Patriots, which means a big time for Mitchell to step up. He had more rushing touchdowns than receiving touchdowns last season, Jake, with 4 rushing and 2 receiving. But there he makes the catch and gets on the board. Gets on the stat sheet, my bad.
Sophomore safety Jakeem Harris made a big hit, but Mitchell able to hold on, bringing up 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Burmeister in the shotgun. Blackshear to his left, 4 receivers set. 3 down linemen. They'll send pressure. Handoff. Blackshear breaks a tackle up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies. As Skipper fires in the distance once again, it's 16-0 Hokies before we've even gotten started in Lane Stadium.
That was a big move there by Blackshear. We haven't seen him running that as much as Herbert has tonight, but that cut, he goes to the right, doesn't see a hole, looks to his left, finds it, sneaks his way through, and it's a walk-in touchdown right there for Blackshear. And I'm going to say it again, Virginia Tech, we had so many questions based off without Hendon Hooker and without Jermaine Waller. Who knew they're going to come out here and make a strong start, but they proved us wrong.
Extra point up and good from Johnson. 17-0. Virginia Tech leads 7-11. Left in the first quarter. Transfer running backs doing it all for the Hokies, combining for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns on their first 5 carries in the burnt orange and Chicago maroon. We'll take a break. We'll be back, see if the Wolfpack can try and fight their way back into it right after this. Welcome back to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech going all out early, up 17-0 over the North Carolina State Wolfpack. John Parker Romo trots up to the ball and swings his right leg through it. That one 5 yards deep into the end zone, and Person will take a knee. Third straight touchback for John Parker Romo. Andy, the Hokies doing everything right now. A huge sack on one drive, an interception on the other, and points on every single offensive drive, and that's why they're up 17-0 just 8 minutes into this one.
When the offense and defense are working well together, you know it's really hard to stop these teams. And the offense has been playing great. They've scored on every possession. The defense calls a 3 now and got an interception off of Hockman. If I was Des Kitchens and George McDonald right now, I'll be freaking out trying to scramble to find a game plan that just stop this Hokies defense for right now.
Hockman will come out in the shotgun, sends Angeline in motion. Handoff left side. Bam Knight makes a nice move to get positive yardage, but hit quickly for about a gain of 3. That's Alan Tisdale in on the tackle. Bam Knight had a nice game last week. He was 4th team All-ACC in the preseason. His freshman year was the team's leading rusher, and he's only gotten better since. Hockman hands off Bam Knight once again, has a hole on the left side, has the first down and more before being taken down by 3 Hokies, led first by Divine Diablo, but that is the first down of the game for the Wolfpack. They're up across the 35 to about the 37.
The rushing attack worked last week against Wake Forest. They're staying with it on the first 2 plays here. Knight finally finds that hole and uses that speed and gets the first down. 1st
and 10, 6.5 minutes left in the first. Hokies lead 17-0. Hockman, handoff right side, this time Person. Lots of Hokies in on that tackle. A gang tackle led by Josh Fuga as well as J.R. Walker. About a 1-yard gain for Bam Knight. Excuse me, I said it was Person. It is Bam Knight. He will run over to the sideline now. 2nd and 9 coming up. 6 minutes left in the first. Virginia Tech already with a 3-score lead over the Wolfpack. Hockman in the shotgun. Jordan Houston to his left. 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. Fakes the handoff. Hockman rolls left, throws left, has his man taken down after a gain of about 4. That's the rookie Keontae Jenkins in on the tackle. And that'll be Emeka Imezi getting the catch. And that extends his streak of receptions in games to 22 straight. 13th in school history now with 124 receptions. Brings up 3rd and 4. Ball in the left hash at the 43-yard line of NC State. Hockman in the shotgun. Snap. 5-man rush from the Hokies. Gets there. Another sack ends another drive. That's Rook, Rayshard Ashby, the senior linebacker, and he brings him down for a huge play, and the Hokies force another punt.
Yeah, easy to say that Ashby was probably one of Virginia Tech's best defensive players last year, Jake. 2nd team All-ACC, but also 5-time ACC linebacker of the week. You know, you only play 12 times in a year, and he almost had half the amount of ACC linebackers of the week. He's a talented linebacker for this team. You can just tell right there he led the ACC with 120 tackles last year and gets a big sack and ends another drive.
After Ashby's sack, Gill will kick this one away. A good punt down inside the 10. Robinson takes it, no fair catch, takes it moving towards his own goal line, makes a move, and finally taken down at the 15. So a nice recovery there from Robinson. Probably shouldn't have caught it at all, but he makes the most out of it. Hokies take over at their own 15, up 17-0, 4:24 to go in the first quarter. Andy, Hokies offense has looked really solid so far, especially this running game. How do they keep it going as NC State looks for answers?
Yeah, you know, this is actually the reverse of how it was in the NC State-Wake Forest game last week for them. They were up 14-0 and let the lead get away from them. The Hokies have to make sure they do not do that today. Up 17-0, everything's been working so far. Don't try to do anything. Don't make any changes that makes it difficult for your team to move the ball. This will actually be the worst starting position that the Hokies have had all night. So let's see if Burmeister can put a long drive to go.
Lots of football left. Burmeister in the shotgun, takes the snap from the right hash, throws while he's hit to the left side. Robinson with a catch. Stiff arm across the 30, a first down up towards the 35-yard line. And the Hokies with another big play to start the drive. It seems like that has become their MO early in this game.
Yeah, Burmeister took quite the hit after that throw as well to Robinson, but Robinson was able to maneuver his way around that cornerback, able to shake him off and get the first down and keep the drive going for the Hokies.
Jakeen Harris got to Burmeister. That's another big hit that he's made. None have really made much of an impact. Burmeister takes the snap, throws to the flats for Herbert, makes the catch, but absolutely nowhere to go there. Isaiah Moore able to run over and stop him for no gain. Burmeister now 4 of 5 on the day, 54 yards through the air. Has come in and really not missed a beat. It was expected that Hendon Hooker would start this game, announced that he was not going to play today, but Burmeister has been solid so far, really exactly what the Hokies have needed, especially with this potent running game.
Burmeister and Hooker going into the season were expected to share QB1 reps, and now Burmeister looks like a great QB1.
2nd and 10, shotgun snap. Burmeister fighting for yardage on the quarterback draw, and he gets about 3 before being taken down. Moore in on the tackle once again.
That was great running there from Braxton Burmeister. It looked like he was tied up at the line of scrimmage and just able to move his way forward and collect 3 more yards.
Hokies will have a 3rd down and 7 coming up from their own 37-yard line. Had a big play to Tavion Robinson to start the drive for about 20 yards, but now drive seemingly stalled. Need a big play here to convert. Ball just inside the right hash. Burmeister in the shotgun. 4 receivers in the formation. NC State shows pressure. They come with 5. Throw. Screen pass to Tavion Robinson. Sniffed out immediately by the Wolfpack. A huge play by Malik Dunlap, the redshirt sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. And that will force the first punt of the day for the Hokies.
Oh, that's what the Wolfpack needed right there, Jake. They've struggled defensively, and finally the 4th drive that the Hokies have, the Wolfpack make a big-time stop. And, that's just something that is going to inspire Hockman and his offense. That's something when they go to the bench and saying, okay, we can stop them. We know how to do it, and let's try to keep them doing it.
The Aussie Oscar Bradburn getting his first chance on the field today. NC State sends everybody, but he gets it away. Short kick. Thayer Thomas comes up, catches it at about the 28-yard line. Fair catch, and that is where the Wolfpack will start their 4th drive of the day, trying to get the donut off the scoreboard. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Virginia Tech leads 17-0. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg and Lane Stadium. The Hokies playing well in their season opener, 17-0. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Wolfpack start from their own 28, 1st and 10. Hockman in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap. 4-man rush for the Hokies. Pressure coming. Rolls out right, has room to run. Across the 30, 35, and skips out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. 8-yard gain for Hockman, and it'll be close to a first down. 2nd and short coming up.
Yeah, Hockman just hasn't been able to get the passes he wants yet. You can tell he's just waiting a little bit longer. That pocket was a little bit better than other times, but good run for him to get out.
Hockman 1 of 4 for 4 yards. 2nd down and 2. Pressure coming. Throws right sideline. Might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage as it falls about 10 yards shy of his intended target, Devin Carter. And the Hokies force another 3rd down here. Huge play coming up. 1:36 left in the first. Hokies lead 17-0. Started with a field goal drive, but a huge sack by Justice Reed, followed by a touchdown from Khalil Herbert, interception from Divine Diablo, and then a touchdown from Raheem Blackshear. Hokies really took this from 0 to 100 as fast as they possibly could. 3rd and 2 coming up. Right hash, shotgun snap. Handoff, Ricky Person has the first down and up towards midfield at about the 46-yard line of NC State. Another first down for the Wolfpack, and maybe they get something going offensively.
Yeah, it's always kind of tough to go for a run on 3rd and short because they're already going to file inside the box some more, but Person Jr. just able to work in the backfield, gets that hole to the left side, and gets another first down. And now this is going to be a drive now for the Wolfpack. They got their first down. You're almost at midfield. You're making a move into opponent's territory. You can't come in anything shorter now than some points on the board.
10-yard run for Person, eventually taken down by Reed and Diablo. He'll get the ball again here. Starts right, cuts back left, and thrown out of bounds at the end of that play. Hokies able to get a few guys over there, including Devin Taylor, the grad transfer from Illinois State, as well as Dax Hollyfield, the junior linebacker.
Yeah, when I was watching that play develop, I was expecting for someone to come over and block the transfer Devin Taylor, but he played it well. He didn't try to, go one side or the other. Didn't try to go straight at the running back. He took the angle and he took the approach and made sure to make the stop.
3-yard gain brings up 2nd and 7. Clock ticking under a minute left in the first. Hokies lead 17-0. Ball on the 49-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Couple yards there for Jordan Houston before being taken down. And it'll be 3rd down coming up. Breon Murray makes the play. NC State across midfield for the first time today, but a 3rd and 5 coming up. Don't have to run another play. The play clock trailing 1 second behind the game clock, but we'll see what Dave Doran and Tim Beck elect to do. 3rd and 5 coming up. NC State held scoreless in the first quarter. Virginia Tech with 17. It looks like they will elect to let this clock run out. Andy, Hokies controlling the first quarter in every way possible, but we still have 45 minutes left to go. How do they hold on to this lead?
Well, I think for Virginia Tech, they got to keep their foot on the accelerator and keep doing it defensively. You held Bailey Hockman to 4 passing yards in this first half, but your team on offense has gathered 166 total yards already. It's been a one-sided affair, I think is the best way to put it, Jake. It's all been Virginia Tech. You've gotten the touchdowns. You've made the stop defensively. You have won the, a little bit of the position battle on the field. That's what the word I was looking for. For the Wolfpack, though, I think it becomes a moment of how do we get better than this? Well, the bar has been set kind of low on trying to get better in this quarter, but I definitely do like the running backs. I think Knight and Pearson Jr. had 2 good runs towards the end of that first quarter. They're going to find their holes throughout the game, and they're going to break away and get a big run going for them eventually. Virginia Tech, though, bouncing back to what you asked, the simple thing is keep doing the playbook. Keep using the run-first option. Maybe go downfield. We've seen him hit Turner a couple of times. We've seen him go towards Tavion Robinson as well. So, the middle field looks wide open, and that's going for the advantage of Virginia Tech so far.
Hokies with over 100 rushing yards in the first quarter. We'll be back in a second on 3304 Sports. NC State across midfield with a huge 3rd and 5 coming up. Welcome back. Second quarter ready to begin here in Blacksburg. All Hokies so far, 17-0. A touchdown from Khalil Herbert, the Kansas transfer. A touchdown from Raheem Blackshear, the Rutgers transfer. And the Hokies with a 3-score lead early in this one. Andy, the running back position last year was kind of a question mark. Jalen Holston hurt, Keyshawn King a freshman, and Deshaun McLeese kind of inconsistent, but now it seems like they have an answer.
You got the 2 transfers coming in, Blackshear and Herbert, and they've made a good impact so far in this game, Jake. See if they can continue it throughout the game.
3rd and 5 here for NC State. Hokies send pressure, throws into the left flat. Nobody there, and that will fall incomplete. Hokies with another huge 3rd down stop as NC State can't seem to get out of their own way on offense.
Yeah, that was just a struggle right there. It looked like, again, Ashby coming with that blitz. He had that on the last series where he had a delayed blitz on the 3rd down. That time he did it again. Obviously got to Hockman, and he had to throw to a receiver. Brings up 4th and short.
NC State's offense struggling so far with an interception, and this will be the 3rd time they've sent out the punt unit today. Across midfield, but they elect to not go for it here and try and win the field position battle. Trenton Gill back to punt. Tavion Robinson will receive. Gill runs out to his right and does the Australian-style kick. Robinson, fair catch at about the 8-yard line, and the Hokies will start once again from there. They scored on their first 3 drives, did not score last time, had to send out Oscar Bradburn to punt, but this has been a very efficient Hokies offense so far. 113 yards on the ground, a lot of that coming from Khalil Herbert, and then Braxton Burmeister has done it both ways, has 55 yards through the air on 5 of 6 passing, and also with 36 yards on the ground using his legs and his arm with equal efficiency.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's been here before, Jake, and played games with his offense, and first ever started with the Hokies, and he looks very comfortable.
1st and 10 from the right hash, shotgun snap, handoff right side. That's Blackshear, has the first down the right sideline and pushed out of bounds. So gives the Hokies some space there as he skips out of bounds. And once again, a nice play to open the drive. It seems like that has been the trend for the Hokies.
Well, look at Blackshear right there. He finds that hole to the right side of the field, and he just takes off. Once Herbert and Blackshear have that same kind of style, if they get the hole, they're just going downfield, and they're quick at doing that.
Burmeister in the shotgun, 1st and 10 once again. Ball in the right hash, claps his hands, takes the snap. It'll be Blackshear again. Some power there, mostly known for his speed, bowls over a tackler and ends up with about 5 yards on the play. Hokies starting to move the ball well there. Rakeem Ashford, the safety, in on the tackle.
Yeah, Ashford had a big role last week against Wake Forest, recording 10 tackles. There was only 2 Wolfpack players that got over that double-digit mark, and he was one of them.
Burmeister in the shotgun. Snap, throws, screen pass Robinson. Not well blocked, but able to fight through for some yardage, very close to the first down marker at about the 32-yard line. Tavion Robinson getting involved early, his 3rd catch of the day.
Yeah, that was another play right there. We thought it was dead, like there were going to be no yards gained, but then it sneaks his way and gets 4 more. A big play there by Robinson.
Hokies to the line fast. It is short, 3rd and inches. Burmeister snap, handoff. Herbert, he's close, Blackshear, and I don't think he got there. So Hokies tried to get up to the line fast, maybe surprise this NC State defense, but they were ready for it as they crash the line of scrimmage and make a huge stop. Looks like that was Drake Thomas, the sophomore, who got to Raheem Blackshear first, and the Hokies will have to punt. Huge stop from the Wolfpack if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, Blackshear looked like he wanted to go out to the left side of the blocking, but right there was sitting Drake Thomas and was able to make the good tackle.
Brad Byrne back to punt, kicks this one away, takes a hop at the 10-yard line as Thayer Thomas stays away, and it goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. A coffin corner there for Oscar Bradburn. Really well done by the Australian punter, semifinalist for the Ray Guy Award last year, and he gives the Wolfpack some bad field position to start off this drive. We'll take a break here on 3304 Sports. 12:45 remaining in the second quarter. Hokies lead 17-0. Welcome back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech up on North Carolina State 17-0 early in the second quarter. Andy, the defense was a question going into this game. Caleb Farley opted out. Jermaine Waller is not playing tonight. Justin Hamilton, the defensive coordinator, is not eligible to be on the sidelines due to COVID-19 protocols. But the defense has looked fantastic. They get a chance here with the NC State team inside their own 10.
Yeah, the Hokies are ready for the run power offense of the Wolfpack, but you mentioned about Waller not being in the game and Farley opting out of the season. I'm surprised that Hockman hasn't really gone out there and attacked the cornerbacks in the secondary there. He tried that once. Devon Diablo made a great pick to the left side of the field, and now they've just kind of done what the running game is. I think that for Hockman, he struggled to get going. 1 of 5 on the field. But you got to start getting more comfortable with his arm and maybe even go out there and, attack those backups. I know that they have a true freshman starting this week for Virginia Tech, Keontae Jenkins, in that rover position. So, get a little comfortable, go towards some weaker links on the field what the Hokies have, and maybe make an impact.
Definitely a lot of inexperience in that secondary. Hockman's first play from the 6, hands off right side, Ricky Person, stacked up after a gain of about 2. Belmar as well as Alan Tisdale in on that tackle. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 coming up. Hokies secondary does not have Waller, doesn't have Caleb Farley, and Devin Hunter was suspended last week, So that is why Keontae Jenkins is starting. We'll see if he attacks the young secondary. Hockman fakes the handoff, looking, pressure coming, has to roll out to his left, throws left sideline deep down the field, and just gets rid of that one. Thayer Thomas in the area. Good coverage from Keontae Jenkins, the freshman.
Yeah, Hockman doesn't look like he has a lot of time, Jake. It looks like that pressing defense from the Hokies is doing a great job so far.
So 3rd and 8 coming up. The Hokies defense, a lot of questions, like we said, coming into this game, but they have answered a lot of them so far. 3rd and 8, ball in the right hash. Hockman in the shotgun. 1 running back to his right, 4 receivers in the formation. Sends the running back in motion. Looks downfield, now pulls it down. Nowhere to go. Gets about 3 yards before being slammed to the ground by Narell Pollard, the defensive lineman, and another 3 and out for the Wolfpack. This Hokies defense has really come to play, and now an opportunity for some good field position with NC State deep in their own territory, sending out the punting unit.
Yeah, you didn't want to see the Wolfpack make a mistake this close to their own end zone. So Hoffman probably just thinking on third down, let me run up the middle. I bet I won't get it. At least I don't lose the ball. And maybe I just trust in Gill to bring a good punt and maybe push Burmeister and the Hokies back a little bit.
Hockman 1 of 6 through the air for just 4 yards and an interception. Trenton Gill will punt this one away, but flags fly before the snap. We'll see who this is on. Both sides pointing at each other. It'll be a false start on North Carolina State, pushing them back even closer to their own goal line for this punt. Virginia Tech, known for Beamer ball, making plays on special teams. We'll see if they send some pressure here.
Yeah, the second false start of the game now for the NC State Wolfpack. It's only our second penalty we've seen in the game as well, so both teams have been playing pretty clean. But now you're going to put Gill in a tough position here where he's pretty much standing in the end zone and actually throws out of the back of it, where he's going to make a quick punt here.
Snap is back. Gill standing on the back line of his own end zone. Kicks this one away. Bounces right around midfield. Robinson takes it on 2 hops. Makes one man miss. Makes another miss, but finally thrown down. And that'll be Drake Thomas making the play. He actually just got called for the false start, making up for his mistake. But the Hokies will send Burmeister and company back out at their own 46-yard line. Good field position to try and extend their lead. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. You're listening to Virginia Tech Football. Welcome back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech all over the North Carolina State Wolfpack, up 17-0. 11:08 left in the first half. And this Hokies defense, we've talked about it a lot. They have been so very prepared for this game. There were questions. Coach Fuente said earlier this week that their practices have been an hour and 20 minutes a day with a skeleton crew. But no matter how little preparation they've had, they've come ready to play.
That's definitely the case there, Jake. I mean, you look at how their matchup was supposed to be prepared. They were originally, preparing all summer for this matchup against the Wolfpack, and then they postponed it to today's day. And then you have to get ready for the University of Virginia, and then you have to scrap that one and get right back into the Wolfpack playbook. With that uncertainty of your first opponent, you would kind of expect the defense to come out a little shaky. And, being the first game of the year as well, you got those nerves, you got those butterflies, football is back. But this team has looked solid throughout the first 25 minutes of this game. Or, excuse me, more like first 20 minutes of this game. So that's definitely going to be a great thing to watch out for the Hokies. And hopefully that, that translates them for the rest of the game. You will kind of anticipate them on holding the Wolfpack back from this margin. Don't want to get them back into this game. Don't want to let them get close by halftime.
Well, the Hokies looked like they were going to have good field position at their own 46 after the punt, but an unsportsmanlike conduct on Breon Murray brings them back 15 yards. They'll start from their own 31. Ball just inside the right hash. Burmeister moving towards the south end zone. Has Herbert to his right, 3 receivers to the far side. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Rolls out to his right, taken down in the backfield. Isaiah Moore with the sack. His homecoming return to the state of Virginia, able to drag down Burmeister, and a big loss on first down.
Isaiah Moore wearing that coveted number 1 jersey this year for the Wolfpack. Burmeister, he has that speed to roll out to the right side, but Isaiah Moore was just a tad bit quicker and trips him up at his own 18.
And Burmeister down on the field now, maybe rolled up that right ankle, it looks like. No, actually, it looks like his wrist is what they're looking at. Could see Quincy Patterson, the redshirt sophomore from Chicago, step in here, and he is warming up on the sideline. Loss of 13 on the play for the Hokies. 2nd and 23 coming up. Virginia Tech leads 17-0. So this is interesting, Andy. Quincy Patterson, known as more of a runner than a thrower. He does have some experience. He came in when the Hokies played North Carolina last year, led them to a 6-overtime victory, and then he came in the next week and played at Notre Dame. That game came down to the final seconds, almost knocking off the Irish in South Bend. So there have been some flashes from Quincy Patterson, just doesn't know if he's ready to play on this level yet.
Yeah, we've watched how they've been playing tonight. It looks like the holes are there for their running capabilities. So for Quincy, that looks like a good department. But the question is, what can he do with his arm? That's something that has been questioned with Virginia Tech for the longest time. And, you already don't have Hendon for tonight's game. And now Braxton Burmeister, we don't know how serious that right wrist injury looks like at the time. But Quincy Patterson is a great third-string quarterback. I think a lot of teams would love to have Quincy Patterson as their third-string quarterback on their teams. But in this scenario, the question will be, how do we not look one-dimensional with Quincy Patterson? And he's been a great runner, but the questions are going to be on the game with throwing the ball.
And the Hokies now down very deep in that depth chart quarterback-wise. Like you said, love to have Quincy Patterson as your third-string quarterback. Justin Fuente said that it was a three-man race for the starting quarterback spot. Quincy Patterson had just as much chance as Braxton Burmeister and Hendon Hooker. But now you look, what if Quincy Patterson gets hurt? Then you're looking at probably Knox Kadum, the redshirt freshman who came in last year. So it would be very interesting. Quincy Patterson's a big man, but he can still get hurt if there's a freak play or something. So very interesting what the Hokies offense is going to look like now if Burmeister is seriously injured. We're looking at that right wrist, his throwing hand, so could be serious, but also could just be a little bit of a tweak. We'll see what happens there, but it will be Quincy Patterson, the redshirt sophomore out of Chicago, in the game for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, with the Hokies having this kind of a lead as well, you don't want to put your Burmeister back out there. He's built a good lead. It's a solid lead at the time. But why in the first game of the season put him back out there where he can maybe hurt himself even more? So, you know what? Patterson did this last year against North Carolina, like you mentioned, and he put on a phenomenal performance. Let's see if he can do it again against the Wolfpack.
He'll start in the shotgun, 2nd and 23 from their own 18. Ball on the right hash. NC State's showing blitz. Patterson, he got him to jump, so it'll be a free play here. Hands off left side. Raheem Blackshear taken down in the backfield by Drake Thomas, and actually no flags flew there. It looked like Aleem McNeil, the nose guard for NC State, jumped off sides, but not actually true there. So it'll be even more tough for this Hokies team. 3rd and 25 coming up. Burmeister on the sideline, still getting looked at by trainers. Doesn't seem to be in too much pain, which is good, but no helmet with him right now. Patterson, 3rd and 25 from their own 17-yard line. Patterson, handoff left side. This is Blackshear once again. Nowhere to go there. Just trying to get a little bit of field position there and punt this one away. Isaiah Moore, who seems like he has been everywhere for this Wolfpack defense, makes the tackle once again, and Oscar Bradburn trots back out.
Yeah, so Patterson comes in. They don't go too crazy with the playbook. They try to do 2 draw plays, but Wolfpack read that very well, and now they're going to have an opportunity to gain some good field position.
17-0, Virginia Tech leads NC State at home in Lane Stadium. 9:37 left in this first half, and Hokies backing up even more. A flag thrown before the punt, 5-yard penalty for a false start. So now the Hokies, this drive was supposed to start at their own 46. They, after a couple of penalties, a sack, a loss, have backed up all the way to their own 14-yard line, and Oscar Bradburn standing on the goal line, punting this one away. He'll take the snap off a bounce and kicks that one deep. Bradburn with a good recovery there. Thomas takes it at the 30-yard line, makes one man miss. Moving up the right sideline, has some room. 45, 50, and knocked out of bounds in Virginia Tech territory. Thayer Thomas taking the Oscar Bradburn punt and giving the Wolfpack fantastic field position. Andy, one to mention, Oscar Shadley, the long snapper for the Hokies, was ruled ineligible today due to COVID-19 protocols. So a low snap there, that could be something to look for that maybe gives this Wolfpack team the spark they need to get back into it.
Yeah, and the Wolfpack weren't really holding back on the blitz on that one as well, Jake. They sent quite a lot of players to go block that punt, and already with Bradburn having to pick the ball off the ground and deliver a solid punt, he still hit it pretty well, but the Wolfpack starting in their opponent's territory. Let's see if they can do anything now.
From the Virginia Tech 49, Hockman shotgun snap, handoff left side, room for Zonovan Knight. Has the first down, rolls over a defender, and inside the 40 of the Hokies, NC State on their first real drive of the game.
Great handoff here by Knight, and gain the holes that we saw in Virginia Tech were having.
1st and 10 once again from the left hash. Handoff to Bam Knight once again. Inside the 35, dives forward for about a gain of 5. Freshman Keontae Jenkins in on the play.
It was a great run to the left side. Now they're going to try to go on the right side. And Wolfpack, they're going quick here, Jake.
Wolfpack hurry up once again. 1st and 10, just inside the right hash. Shotgun snap, Hockman. Handoff, Zonovan Knight has room up the middle. Breaks through the defense inside the 20. First down and into the red zone for the Wolfpack.
This is what the Wolfpack have done great in their matchup against Wake Forest, and now we're seeing it come to life.
Zonovan Knight taking the bulk of the carries over Ricky Person Jr., and he'll get one again here. Left side, spin move away from Hollyfield, but a good play by Dax to grab him by the ankles, hold him to about a gain of 2 to about the 18-yard line.
Man, it's all been Zonovan Knight on this drive, Jake. That was about the 4th or 5th carry he's had on this drive alone. So wonder if they're going to keep it with the run or they're going to try to go in the air.
2nd and 8, shotgun once again. Ricky Person Jr. back in the game. Hockman claps his hands, now looks over towards the NC State sideline. Brings the tight end in motion. Thomas Riocchio moves to the left side of the formation. Handoff, Ricky Person Jr. again, keeping it on the ground. Rolls through a tackle and gets close to the first down marker, a couple of yards short. 3rd and 2 coming up from about the 12-yard line. NC State with a good solid drive here after the solid punt return from Thayer Thomas. Another Hokie down on the play. That's Josh Fuga, the redshirt freshman defensive tackle. Was brought in really as a project player for this Hokies team. Hokies had 3 freshman defensive tackles in last year, and with a very thin group at that position, 2 of them had to get significant reps. That is Narell Pollard and Mario Kendricks. But Fuga, now moving into this lineup after a year with this Hokies team, hopefully he is okay. But NC State will have a huge 3rd and 2 coming up from the Virginia Tech 12. It was all Hokies early. All the momentum, everything was on Virginia Tech's side. This is a huge play for the Hokies. If they could hold them to 3 here and then have the offense come back out, Burmeister may be healthy, Hokies go down and get points, they can really put this one away. But if NC State goes and gets 7, this could be tough.
Yeah, it brings it back within possibly a 10-point game, but I wouldn't shy away from saying this is 4-down territory at this point. We have not seen the Wolfpack move the ball well all game. And for them to be in this part of the field right now, I say it's been working every time. Most of these runs have gone for maybe 2 or 3 more plus yards. I say maybe go on a 4th down here, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. But right now, they've definitely felt more comfortable, Jake, and that's what's been great. The offensive line are starting to maybe adjust to the defensive attack of the Hokies, and Knight to be there and make the moves here or there. You even think about it, Zonovan Knight's not even like the number 1 running back on their depth chart. That's how good they are in that backfield. We just saw Person Jr. have his first run of the drive as well. So it's working great right now, but they've just stuck to that run. It's almost becoming predictable at a point, and I'm always a guy that says you got to do both if you want to move the ball successfully all the time. So I think they're going to stick to the run here, Jake, but let's see if their passing maybe takes the Hokies off a little bit.
Bailey Hockman has struggled through the air, 1 of 6 and an interception, just 4 yards in the passing game today, so it's been tough. And you think it has to be tough to game plan if you're offensive coordinator Tim Beck, because this is a new scheme for the Hokies. It's similar to Bud Foster's scheme that he ran for 30 years at Virginia Tech, but it is a new scheme with Justin Hamilton at the helm. And now you take Justin Hamilton out of the equation, Ryan Smith calling plays. There is no way to game plan for what you're going to see tonight, and I think that showed early on that it seemed like the Wolfpack have just been a little confused. Maybe Tim Beck starting to figure it out. 33 years as a coach. This is his first year at NC State. He's really been to a lot of the prestigious places in the country. Nebraska for 6 years, Ohio State for a few years, Texas for 3 years. Now comes and coaches for the Wolfpack. He's faced the Hokies a lot in his career, actually. Faced them with Kansas in the Orange Bowl. Faced them with Nebraska back in 2009 in Lane Stadium, the Tyrod Did It Mikey game. And then he faced them with Ohio State, where the Hokies lost the game in Lane Stadium. The spin heard round the world from Braxton Miller. So 7:45 left in the second. We're ready to go once again after Fuga has been cleared off the field. 3rd and 2. Hockman in the shotgun. Snap. Handoff. Person Jr. First down inside the 5. Down towards the goal line. Taken down at the 2-yard line. Divine Diablo makes the stop, but Person Jr. and this rushing attack have rolled the Wolfpack down towards the end zone.
If it isn't broken, Jake, don't fix it. So that's what the NC State Wolfpack mentality is right now.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Handoff once again. Person spins off a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack. The running game working, and they get into the end zone. Ricky Person on his 8th carry of the night finds pay dirt, and it's 17-6 Virginia Tech.
Now we got ourselves a football game. Person Jr. getting in and scoring a touchdown for NC State. Finally getting on the board. It took them a long time, but they're able to take advantage of that great field position, and now they got a touchdown.
Christopher Dunn on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. Right into the All-State hands in the net behind the goal post. And with 7:22 left in the first half, Virginia Tech's lead cut 17-10, 17-7 from Lane Stadium. We'll be right back. You're listening to Virginia Tech football on 3304 Sports. The Wolfpack finally find the end zone and get on the scoreboard with a 2-yard run from Ricky Person Jr. cut into the Hokies lead. Now 17-7, Virginia Tech, under 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Christopher Dunn getting ready to boot this one away towards the north end zone. Usually holds the students at Virginia Tech, but today, no such thing. Just 1,000 friends and family of players and coaches in the stands at Lane Stadium. Kick is away, and through the back of the end zone, Hokies will start at their own 25, and we'll see who comes out at quarterback. Remember, Braxton Burmeister started this game, was 6 of 7 for 60 yards, also had close to 40 yards on the ground, but on a sack, hurt his wrist. Quincy Patterson entered the game. Still no indication of who's going to come out as the signal caller.
Yeah, I don't think the playbook will change quite often to who's out there. It is Quincy Patterson. So it looks like Burmeister's injury will keep him out for a little bit of time in this game. So watch for it to be a run-heavy offense now, Jake, and see if Quincy Patterson tries to use his arm or not.
Patterson starts in the shotgun. Hands off, Raheem Blackshear has some room up the middle. He kept it on the read option, and Patterson gets close to the first down marker at the 35-yard line. We'll call him at the 34, 2nd and 1 coming up.
And that's what Quincy Patterson could do right there. He did the little RPO option right there, and he went it to the right. He even fooled you. He fooled probably everyone who's watching this game right now. It's just the ability that he has to fake the ball and find those holes. And with Blackshear and Quincy Patterson, I mean, you're talking about two elusive people that can run that football.
Blackshear did a good job on the fake, too. He was acting like he had it. He'll come in motion out to the near side in formation. Patterson alone in the backfield. Takes the snap. It'll be a quarterback draw. Gets it up close to the first down marker, right on that 35-yard line. Isaiah Moore made the tackle. We'll see if they give it to him here.
Yeah, looked very close right there, but I think he's going to get that one, Jake. I think he dove across that 35. If not, it's going to be 3rd and short, and they're going to give him the first down on that. So another pickup there on the first down for the Hokies.
1st and 10, 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Virginia Tech leads 17-7. Patterson in the shotgun. Ball on the right hash. 3 down linemen for the Wolfpack. Claps his hands, now looks over to the sideline. 3 receivers in the formation. James Mitchell, the lone tight end. Handoff. This will be Herbert. Has it up the middle. That's his first carry in a while here. Gets about 6 on the play across the 45-yard line.
Great run there from Herbert. Really to find that hole again. He's more of the guy who's going to run down the middle of the field, and NC State, I think, has done a better job at moving their defense into the middle of the pack and making sure that they don't have runs that break through those holes.
So Burmeister still on the sideline, flexing that wrist. We'll see if he returns. It'll be Patterson still here, 2nd and 4. He takes it on the run once again. Runs into about 3 Wolfpack, but he's thrown down. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play up towards the 43-yard line. Isaiah Moore once again leading that group for NC State. He has been really special at that linebacker position so far.
Seems like he's been pretty much everywhere today. You know, him and a select few for the NC State, but he's always in the right place at the right time, and that's what the Wolfpack need, creating a 3rd and short. You just got the touchdown. Do you make the big stop on a pivotal 3rd down and get the ball back and maybe add it to your total before halftime?
Looks like we'll have to wait before this 3rd and 3 comes up. Referees coming together on the near side of the field. 5:07 left in the first half. Hokies up by 10, but if the Hokies punt this one away, give up some points at the end of the half, Wolfpack get the ball to start the second half, they could see this lead evaporate just like that.
Yeah, and the Hokies offense has not been the same since the first 7 minutes of the game where they were attacking, they were physical, and they were quick. It seems like the last few drives have not gone the Hokies' way, and you can either say that's the Wolfpack, becoming more comfortable with what they're going up against, or could you say that might just be the Hokies faltering at times?
So they've added more time to the clock. Now about 5:15 left. 3rd and 3 coming up. Patterson, shotgun snap. He's going to throw this time. Deep down the left sideline. Has a man, Mitchell. Got him at the 25. James Mitchell, the tight end, takes it in from his former freshman roommate, Quincy Patterson, down the left sideline. 1st down, and the Hokies are deep in Wolfpack territory.
First throw we got to see from Quincy Patterson today, and it was right on the money. Mitchell beating out his defender quickly, and Patterson delivering a perfect throw.
First and 10 from the left hash. Patterson, quick snap. He's going to run with this down the right side. Makes a move past some tacklers and falls forward into the red zone at about the 20-yard line. Doug Nestor calling for a flag. Not sure what he saw there, but Hokies will have a 2nd and 5 in the red zone now. Great catch from Mitchell.
Yeah, I want to go back to that Mitchell catch that he had right there. You saw he took the contact from the NC State cornerback. I believe on that play it was Ashford, the cornerback. So a good move to get around him and a good catch to make with contact approaching on him.
2nd and 6 from the 21-yard line. Patterson in the shotgun. 4-receiver set. Handoff. This is Blackshear. Has room down the right side. Has the first down. And finally thrown down at about the 13-yard line. There is a flag on the play right around where Brock Hoffman threw down Aleem McNeil. I mentioned in our pregame show that came out last night, Aleem McNeil and Brock Hoffman was a matchup I'd like to see, but it seems like Hoffman got a little bit too handsy there, gets called for the hold, and that play will come back.
Yeah, it was going to be a first down as well for Virginia Tech, but they just have to take the step back now. Hoffman playing his first game here for Virginia Tech. Of course, it was a story here about his move from Coastal Carolina to Virginia Tech. He even made it on the Scott Van Pelt Sports Center at one time, so big story around him. But starting at center, something he didn't do at Coastal Carolina, Jake. He started in that right guard position, so that'll be something to see how he's able to do at center. So far, looking pretty good tonight, but the Hokies taking a step back here.
4 minutes left in the half. Hokies up 17-7. 2nd and 13 from the 28-yard line, and a timeout called, believe, by Virginia Tech. Not sure, no signal yet.
Haven't heard the official, but it will be the first timeout for either team tonight.
It is for NC State. So Wolfpack wanted to talk about it here. 2nd and 13, 3:57 left in this first half. And just wanted to talk about James Mitchell, that great catch down the sideline, second catch of the day, already up to 52 yards through the air. Hokies just had a tight end taken in the 3rd round of last year's draft by the New England Patriots and Dalton Keene. I think James Mitchell, whenever he decides to go to the NFL, he is going to be at least a day 2 pick.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, look at James Mitchell. Freshman year, he didn't really have that much of a role with the team. And then his sophomore year, that's where we got to see Keene and Mitchell really work together. And they were able to do big things. They were able to rush the ball. Like I said, he had 4 rushing touchdowns because of the playbook that they had. They had jet sweeps with their tight ends. They're quick, they're elusive, and Mitchell's definitely that kind of guy. He has a good frame for it. He can make great catches like we saw right there. And he's also been like a really humble guy. You know, he's out there, he's just doing his thing, and he's representing Southwest Virginia, the local recruit from Big Stone Gap, Virginia. So see if he can maybe get more involved in this game.
Hokies ready to go once again. 2nd and 13 from the Wolfpack 28. Jet sweep here. Trey Turner has it. Just his 2nd touch of the game. Thrown down after a gain of 2. I believe that's Vi Jones, who was able to make the play, the redshirt junior from Austin, Texas. So 3rd and long coming up for the Hokies. You mentioned Mitchell bringing in that pass. His former freshman roommate, Quincy Patterson, at quarterback. We'll see how much longer he's in there as Braxton Burmeister now throwing on the sidelines. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 11 after the 2-yard gain from Turner. Ball on the 26-yard line of the Wolfpack. Hokies trying to convert and keep this drive alive. Patterson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Throws right side. Has his man. Does he get to the first down marker? That's Caleb Smith. Catches it right on that 15-yard line. We'll see if they decide that he had enough for the first down, and I believe he did. So a clutch play there. Maybe not the best throw from Patterson. A little low, a little behind the receiver, Smith, but a great adjustment by the former walk-on to pull it in. I
was going to mention the same thing right there, Jake. Went to with his left side of the body when Smith was cutting into the middle of the field from the right side. He had the great adjustment made, and if we're going to watch the play right here, he makes the catch, and it looks like he's going to get his hands under the ball. Now, as you're watching the replay here, don't know if it's going to go to review just yet, but the big questions arise. Does he make the catch? Does he hold on to it? And is he at that 15-yard line? It's a lot of questions being asked right here. Probably going to get a better look at this one right here, Jake.
Yeah, this angle that we're seeing right now, we'll try to describe it to you as well as we can. Smith diving, pulling it in. I believe that is kept off the turf. Does lose it for a second, but pulls it back in. So Caleb Smith, a very nice catch, keeps it off of the turf. And the Hokies should have a first down here. Don't see anything that's going to overturn that one.
Yeah, and he didn't contain that possession until he was laying down at that 15-yard line. You notice how he might have been a little short if he made the catch first and then went down with it. It might have been a foot or two short. But right there, his body is laying right on the 15-yard line. So, he hasn't made many catches tonight, but this is a great one right here to get his first season going.
Very interesting review here. Like you said, not only do they have to confirm that he made the catch, which we're saying we believe he did, have to confirm that he was past that first down marker. I also believe he was. It is a quick review here, and I believe the call is going to stand on the field. 3 minutes left exactly in the first quarter, and yes, the play stands. In the first half. See some fans there in the maroon and orange at Lane Stadium. Definitely not the same. Virginia Tech known as one of the toughest places to play in the country, 66,000 strong. Enter Sandman known as one of the greatest college football entrances in the entire country, but these 1,000 fans liking what they're seeing so far. Hokies up 17-7, under 3 minutes left in the first half now. 1st and 10 from the Wolfpack 15. Patterson in the shotgun, snap. Fakes the handoff to Turner on the jet sweep. Throws left corner of the end zone. Tavion Robinson pulls it in. Touchdown, Hokies. Virginia Tech looked like they might be letting the Wolfpack right back into this game, but they go right down the field. Patterson finds Robinson, and it's 23-7 Hokies.
Well, Quincy Patterson throwing touchdown. There's just a great throw. It was the fake jet sweep to Trey Turner and threw it up to the left side of the end zone. It was a battle right there between Robinson and his defender, which I believe was Jakeem Harris. That was Malik Dunlap who he had a fight between. And that was just a great adjustment right there and a big touchdown. And right what you thought, you mentioned that NC State were going to get back in this game. Virginia Tech has the perfect response.
Brian Johnson's kick up and good, but a flag down on the play, and they're going to redo this. I believe 5-yard penalty on the Hokies. False start there, going to bring them back. Make it a little bit tougher on Brian Johnson. Should still be a chip shot here.
Now, both people really contesting that ball right there between Robinson and Dunlap. Surprised we didn't see a flag thrown on the play there, but it was just two guys going for a football.
So Johnson will get ready to kick this one again, the extra point. Trying to make it a 17-point game once again. Snap, hold, kick once again. It is good. 24-7, Virginia Tech leads. 2:48 left in the first half. We found out before the game that 23 Hokie players were not going to be able to play due to COVID-19 protocols. They have now outscored the number of players that they have lost in the first half. 24-7. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Back in Lane Stadium, Virginia Tech pulling their lead back to 17 points on the Quincy Patterson to Tavion Robinson 15-yard touchdown. They lead 24-7, 2:48 left in the first half. John Parker Romo has the ball teed up on the 35-yard line, ready to kick this one away towards the south end zone in Lane Stadium. Puts his right leg through it, and that one will sail through the back of the end zone. A touchback once again for John Parker Romo. And NC State will start at their own 25.
This is a pivotal drive here for NC State because if they are able to score on this drive, say a touchdown, they're the ones who start with the ball in the second half. So they can definitely bring this into a one-possession game without giving the ball back to the Hokies at all. So that's something that I think NC State has to think about. They just had a great drive when they got great field position off the low Oscar Bradford punt, and now they got to work it down the field for 75 yards. Let's see what they're able to do here. 2:48 left, 2 timeouts. They got plenty of time.
NC State does need to get the passing game going. You mentioned how great the running game has been. 111 yards on the ground. Bailey Hockman, 1 of 6 for 4 yards through the air. He'll start in the shotgun. Handoff left side. That's Jordan Houston. The third down back scampers through the Hokies defense and gains about 9 up to the 34-yard line. Wolfpack will hurry it up here. 2nd and 1 from the 34. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Hockman in the shotgun. Claps his hands, takes the handoff. Houston once again, this time to the right side. Thrown down in the backfield. Chamari Connor delving in and grabbing Houston and holding him short of the first down marker. So the Wolfpack now have to worry possibly giving back the ball to the Hokies with a chance to get more points before the half.
Yeah, not a great run there from Houston. I thought he was going to get the first down, but try to make a lot out of nothing. And now NC State's got to get this first down.
3rd and 2, ball on the right hash. Hockman in the shotgun. Houston still in the game. Hockman will throw. Looks, right sideline, throws, has a man open, missed him. Overthrown to Josiah Provolone. Had a man wide open on the little hitch and go route, and an easy touchdown pass most likely is missed as Breon Murray was left stumbling in the back of the route there, and now we'll see what NC State elects to do. 4th and 2, offense is still on the field for now, but now the punt unit scampers their way onto the field. 1:55 left in this second quarter. Hokies getting the ball back, a chance to really start to put this game away.
That's right, and Bailey Hockman, it was a throw that just went a little too far. He had to get the maneuver there from the wide receiver, and it was just a little bit too much, and unfortunate not to see that one maybe get caught.
Gill will punt this one away. Robinson back to receive it. Fair catch. Caught at the 21-yard line. So with 1:48 left, Hokies send the offense back out to the field, leading 24-7. We'll be right back from Lane Stadium. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech up 24-7 on NC State in their season opener. Have a chance to extend that lead before the half, starting at their own 26-yard line. 1:48 left in the second quarter. First play, handoff left side. Trey Turner, the wide receiver, has it. Breaks a few tackles into the open field. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 25. Down at the 22-yard line. Trey Turner on the jet sweep takes it all the way down, and the Hokies are in scoring position once again.
Well, what a jet sweep run right here as he goes over to the left side of the field. He picks up the blockers and then gets around Isaiah Moore and breaks free of 2 tackles. And that's when Turner is at his best in the open field. A great hustle to get back on the play was Powell and disrupt the play. But right now the Hokies are thinking about at least 3 more and maybe even a touchdown before the half.
1st and 10 from the Wolfpack 23. Patterson in the shotgun takes the snap. He'll take this one himself. Nice move there. Makes a man miss down inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Clock still rolling. 1:05 left in the half. Brad Cornelson, affectionately known as the king of the jet sweep. That one worked there as Turner runs deep into NC State territory for 51 yards. 2nd and 3 from the Wolfpack 16-yard line, and a timeout for the Wolfpack before that play. 47 seconds left in this first half. So, wow, the Hokies, we were talking when it was 17-7. The Wolfpack had the ball on the Virginia Tech side of the field, and we were thinking, wow, NC State has a chance to come right back in this game. Virginia Tech looking to shut the door on those thoughts before the half even ends.
Oh, if they're able to get another touchdown before halftime, you're looking at it being at least a 3-possession game, and that will become tough for the Wolfpack to come back in. We thought that the NC State offense was great for what they were able to do last week, putting up 45 points. Has not been the same today, Jake. They've only put up 7. There probably will be with 7. But the other thing was, too, is that the defense has so many question marks surrounding it right now. You're talking about putting up maybe 31 points going against you guys in the first half. That's going to be difficult, it's detrimental, and it's almost something that you can't even come back with if your defense is going to give that many opportunities up to their opponents.
Hokies ready to go once again in the red zone at the Wolfpack 16-yard line. 2nd and 3 coming up. 47 seconds left in the second quarter. Hokies lead 24-7. Patterson in the shotgun. Blackshear to his left. NC State showing pressure off the far side. Patterson will throw into the end zone. Has his man once again. It's James Mitchell Touchdown Hokies, and they are pulling away at the end of the second quarter.
Major deja vu from the last touchdown to Robinson. Went to the left side again. Patterson just threw it up. He knows that James Mitchell has that advantage against what I believe is the cornerback. Actually, that's going to be Tyler Baker-Williams. He makes the catch over their nickel guy. Mitchell, it wasn't the best throw, but James Mitchell making the adjustment again, going down with it, and getting his first touchdown catch of the season. He's got to be ecstatic about that one.
Mitchell now 3 catches, 68 yards, and a score. Brian Johnson's extra point right through the uprights, 31-7, 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Who would have thought Quincy Patterson in this game? First you thought Hendon Hooker would start. Nope. Braxton Burmeister gets the start. Thought it was going to be him the whole way through. Burmeister gets hurt. Quincy Patterson comes in 4 for 4, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hokies lead 31-7.
It is 4 for 4. Quincy Patterson repping the jersey number 4. He put himself a great first half, 2 passing touchdowns. That's what it's going to take, right? You talk about how these guys were competing for that starting role throughout the season. That means that Patterson had an opportunity to show off his arm a bit. Got a little more comfortable with his receivers. He's a redshirt sophomore now, so he's been in the program for a while. So you can definitely tell that's what happens when these players stick in it. You know, they are with the system for a while, and the quarterback group looks very successful right now. It doesn't look like anyone you put out there is going to slow down this offense. They just have that ability.
Burmeister does have his helmet on the sideline right now, but got to think it'd be tough to take Quincy Patterson out. We'll see what happens in the second half. Hokies have already outscored their scoring average from last season with 31 points, scored an average of 30.1 last season. John Parker Romo's kick is away, taken 1 yard deep in the end zone by Person and slammed down at the 17-yard line. Chamari Connor coming down on special teams, made a great play on the last defensive series and gets a big pop on Person right there.
So the question is now, what does NC State do with 1 timeout and 36 seconds to go? You can't just sit on it, I feel like. You got to make a move towards the end zone or at least field goal territory, because right now you look at a 24-point deficit, and the way that their offense has been moving all day, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to catch up with the way it's working right now. So we will see what Hockman, the offense, does here. Maybe try to go too risky and give Tech an opportunity to get some more.
Maybe desperation time already for the Wolfpack. Hockman, shotgun snap. Looking over the middle, throws. Devin Carter has it. A big completion there up to the 35-yard line. Clock stops on the first down. They'll hurry up to the line. Clock rolling once again, down from 28 seconds. Hockman in the shotgun, claps his hands. Pressure coming from Kendricks, throws middle. Great catch by C.J. Riley. Excuse me, that's Porter Rooks who pulls it in. Another first down, NC State across midfield.
Where has this been all game, Jake? First 2 plays of this drive, Hockman decides to go down the middle of the field, and he finds his receivers Carter and Rooks, and now they're in opponent's territory. I don't think the Hokies were actually anticipating on this happening, but Hockman has looked like a different quarterback in this drive alone, and even if they don't get a score here, Jake, you're talking about Hockman going in that room and saying, you know what, I made 2 good throws here. I might be able to do some more of this in the second half. So Wolfpack aren't going away easily just yet, but they're still a little bit of ways away from that field goal territory and a lot more away from the end zone.
NC State calls their final timeout of the half. They have 1st and 10 on the Hokies' 40-yard line. Bailey Hockman has already gotten 10 times the yardage through the air that he had for the rest of the first half on those last 2 throws. Was at 4 yards heading into this drive, has 42 on those last 2 plays. They'll have 1st and 10 from the Hokies' 40, ball in the middle of the field. Hockman will be in the shotgun. Ricky Person to his left. 3 receivers in the formation, as well as tight end Kerry Angeline. Hokies showing pressure off the edges. That backs off as they take the snap. Hockman throws into the left flats, has Ricky Person thrown down, can't get out of bounds. Clock is rolling down from 12 seconds. Wolfpack, hurry up to the line. 8 seconds left now. 6. Hockman under center. He will get the spike off with 3 seconds left, bringing up 3rd down and 7. But now you have a question. Do you send out the field goal unit? You have a great kicker. Christopher Dunn, 45 of 51 career field goals. He's on the Groza watch list heading into this season, and it looks like that will be what Dave Doran elects to do, sending out the field goal unit. Try and make this a 3-touchdown game before the half. Not going to be an easy one. 53-yard attempt and the Hokies want a timeout, maybe ice him here before he takes this kick with 3 seconds left in the half. Let's get a little bit of a game reset in here. Hokies came out firing, getting 3 points on their first drive. Then a huge sack from Justice Reed got them the ball back. That drive ended with a Khalil Herbert 37-yard scamper down the left sideline for a touchdown. Almost immediately after, Divine Diablo picks off Bailey Hockman in NC State territory. That drive was capped off with a Raheem Blackshear touchdown, making it 17-0 Hokies. The Wolfpack battled back, though, got a few stops, able to get a Ricky Person touchdown, making it a 10-point game, and then Braxton Burmeister gets hurt. It's looking up for the Wolfpack at this moment, but Quincy Patterson has come in and fired on all cylinders, 4 of 4 passing for 2 touchdowns and 75 yards, finding Tavion Robinson first, and then the tight end James Mitchell, making it 31-7. And now Christopher Dunn will attempt his 53-yard field goal. Snap will come just inside the left hash. Snap. Hold. Kick is up. Leaking right, but inside the upright and good. Christopher Dunn knocks it through, and we head to the halftime locker rooms. NC State with a little bit of momentum, trailing 31-10.
I guess you can say that the NC State Wolfpack are not done yet.
There is a flag on the field, it looks like. Maybe some excessive celebration there, which you would think would not happen down 21 points at halftime, but there is a flag. Yep, and it is an unsportsmanlike conduct on Christopher Dunn, so that will be held on the following kick starting off the third quarter. So Hokies will get to kick off from the 50-yard line, so should be a touchback for John Parker Romo. We're going to take a quick break here. Then we will come back with some halftime coverage for you. Hokies leading the Wolfpack 31-10 from Blacksburg. Virginia Tech's had COVID issues, but it has not affected their game tonight. We'll be right back on 3304 Sports. Halftime in Lane Stadium. Blacksburg has been jumping with the Hokies up 31-10 over the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Andy, I can honestly say I don't think anyone was expecting this. After the news came out before kickoff, the Hokies would not only be missing 23 players, including 2 starters, they would also be missing their defensive coordinator, Justin Hamilton. That has not affected them whatsoever. A 31-10 lead over the Wolfpack so far.
No, you get those first game butterflies. You're worried about how you're going to jump out and start your season, but Virginia Tech has looked surprisingly comfortable. I feel like there will be, a lot of dilemma going on defensively without Justin Hamilton. I thought that maybe with the move from Hendon Hooker to Braxton Burmeister might have some questions as well, but Burmeister has looked fantastic. He's 6 of 7. He's thrown for 60 yards, and he doesn't have a touchdown to his name yet, but he looks like he's making the throws. He's running the ball well, and then he goes down. And then you bring out Quincy Patterson, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, just when we thought that we were going well, Quincy comes in, and Quincy has been phenomenal, and he has 2 throwing touchdowns, which really isn't probably in the playbook for NC State. They're like, okay, he's a run-first quarterback, and now he's made 2 throws to the end zone that have been pretty good throws to the left side of the field. So they've looked great. They've held NC State rushing game to 111 rushing yards, which sounds a little bit iffy, but if you've been watching the game, that first quarter was just fantastic what they were doing. But Virginia Tech right now is definitely the storyline, and they're looking like the most comfortable team out there, and NC State is trying to figure out where their weakness is.
Hokies started out quick, like you mentioned, scoring the first 17 points of the game. Let's take you through how it all went. Hokies started with the ball, and unbelievably, just right off the bat, Khalil Herbert, the transfer from Kansas, goes for 33 yards up the middle and puts the Hokies in good position. They get a field goal out of that drive after stalling in Wolfpack territory. Hokies get a stop on the other end, come back. Guess who? Khalil Herbert once again, 37 yards to the end zone. The Kansas transfer making his presence felt early in his Hokies career. And then right off the bat, Hokies continue to keep their impact early in this game going. Divine Diablo makes a diving interception on the near sideline and sets up the Hokies for another touchdown as transfer running back Raheem Blackshear gets into the end zone. 17-0 Hokies. Andy, the Wolfpack had absolutely no answers for the Hokies in the first 7 or 8 minutes of this game.
Oh, no, it was all Virginia Tech. They were just steamrolling down the field. Tech comes out, gets a field goal, And then Wolfpack goes 3 and out, Tech touchdown. And then there was the pick, Diablo makes the play, and then another touchdown. It was like, wow. Virginia Tech at times wasn't really known for, scoring early and often like this, but they'll take it. And for sure, they were feeling really great in that first 7-8 minutes. Let me tell you, they have not looked the same since the first 8 minutes for the longest time. It was 20 minutes where the Hokies offense was actually struggling a lot, and NC State was unable to capitalize off of. And then Quincy Patterson comes in, and he's kind of doing what Burmeister did in his first couple of series, leading the team downfield and getting scoring opportunities. So it looks like the next guy up kind of mentality. We've been listening to Coach Fuente in his press conferences. He's like, everyone on the team right now is ready to step up and make a play because you don't know what team you're going to see. And we didn't know what team we were going to see coming into this. We got to see the team that we thought was going to be. Had its questions, but it's all gone. It is really all gone. And we talked about the secondary being a problem. Not one bit either. They have looked strong on the secondary as well. Virginia Tech has just done a terrific job. 31 points in the first half is just unbelievable. This is probably the highest college football teams will score in the first half of the season against a conference opponent like NC State.
NC State has not looked good defensively, obviously giving up 31 points in a half. And offensively, you mentioned a lot of questions for the Hokies, missing Jermaine Waller and Caleb Farley, who opted out of this 2020 season. 2 all-ACC caliber cornerbacks now just gone, not playing tonight, and they still held Bailey Hockman to 4 passing yards before that final little burst he had, leading to the final 3 points of the first half. But heading into that drive, he was 1 of 6 with an interception and 4 passing yards. This Hokies defense, missing so many key pieces, missing their leader, their defensive coordinator, has really stepped up.
Yeah, that's the thing that has been great because you talk about now, okay, what's Hockman and his running back duo of Knight and Person going to do against the defensive coordinator not being there and Justin Hamilton? Well, it's going to be a struggle, and Hockman did not look comfortable. The running game took a while to get going, but that came earlier than the passing game. But after watching that last drive, Jake, I kind of thought, hey, maybe NC State's still in it. They still got an opportunity to come back in this game with the way they've been throwing the ball in that last drive. But, that last drive probably could have been because of Virginia Tech playing a little defense as well. But looking at it from a perspective of Virginia Tech, you're loving it. Looking at it from an NC State perspective, like, okay, that last drive was definitely the best. We got to capitalize more like that. We got to be more aggressive. And that's what the Wolfpack are going to have to do now by 21 points. They're going to have to make throws that they don't usually make. They're going to have to make decisions that they usually don't do. So that's going to be really the story of the second half. Can the Hokies pile it more on? It starts with the Wolfpack defense, and that hasn't looked that great either.
Well, the Wolfpack last week got out to a 14-0 lead, and then after losing that, got out to a 35-21 lead, which allowed them to stay in that mode that they like to be in. Run the ball, have Zonovan Knight, Ricky Person, and Jordan Houston really just attack and let that ground game develop. But that's been the Hokies today. They have 217 yards on the ground in the first half. I can't remember the last time they ran the ball so effectively early in the game. So now with that, the way they're running so well, it's really going to be tough if the Hokies can just dominate time of possession in this second half for the Wolfpack to get back in this one.
Yeah, you look at it right now, it looks like there's 4 rushers that could easily get over 50 yards. And that is incredible. We talked about how Herbert and Blackshear with this dynamic duo, but we're not even talking about Holston on this. We're talking about how Trey Turner can run the ball. We're talking about how Quincy Patterson can run the ball. That running attack has been lethal for the Hokies, and it's got to continue on the second half, especially since you're going to try to want to, take down that clock a bit. You kind of want the game to go a little bit faster than the way it is with the score.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the rushing attack has come from all different sources. Yes, Herbert and Blackshear have combined for over 100 yards, but so have Turner, Burmeister, and Patterson combining for even more than those 2 transfer running backs coming in. So the Hokies getting that rushing attack going from all different types of sources, and that has helped them establish a very good ground game and a huge lead at halftime. Let's take a look around the country at some scores. Most notable one, down in Miami, the Hurricanes at number 12 in the country really just laying it on Florida State. It is 38-3 at halftime.
Oh, yeah, this is a big rivalry matchup between Florida State and Miami, and, not Mike Norvell not being there is going to be a trouble for FSU as he's sending out due to COVID-19, but Miami is laying it out on their in-state rival in Florida State. And that's a big thing you got to see right there. You got to win that matchup. That's a big ACC matchup. And for Miami, they take down Louisville at Louisville last week and like, oh, that's a good result. And then now what they're doing against Florida State down in Miami, man, Miami looks like a great team, and they could compete with that ACC championship.
De'Aaron King over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Some upsets from earlier today. We saw number 3 Oklahoma go down at the hands of Kansas State, and number 6 LSU, the defending champions, losing at home to Mike Leach's Mississippi State Bulldogs. Really some impressive performances from teams against some really high-profile opponents.
Yeah, slow starts by these teams. LSU coming off a matchup, and you're thinking to yourself, all right, LSU is a pretty good team, but then you remember that they are losing so many of their players. They had, 9 drafted in the NFL first round of the 2020 NFL draft. So it's going to be a new system and a new book. And LSU didn't really come out with it. Mike Leach, first game at Mississippi State, successful result for him. So that's great. The one that kind of took me, though, was Oklahoma. Because when you look at LSU, they got a new team. It's going to take them a little while. They didn't get those usual non-conference games to get your season going. For Oklahoma, though, you're looking at a team that is built around having an excellent offense. And they started off well. They got out to a 35-14 lead. But then again, their defense has always been a talking point, and it did not help out today. And Thompson able to go for 4 total touchdowns for Kansas State. They beat Oklahoma last year in Manhattan when Jalen Hurts was there. And now they go down, and they beat Oklahoma with Spencer Rattler at the quarterback position. So that's a wake-up call for Oklahoma, and we saw Texas had a little bit of difficulty today. So for college football playoff ranking-wise, the Big 12 is having a pretty nervous day.
Big 12 has not had a good start to this 2020 season, and you look at Oklahoma, and you mentioned Texas needing overtime to beat Texas Tech, who almost lost to Houston Baptist a few weeks ago. So not a good start for the Big 12. But in the ACC, a great start for the Virginia Tech Hokies, up 31-10 over the Wolfpack. We'll be back with second half action. Andy Loce taking over play-by-play duties when we come back. You're listening to 3304 Sports.
Hello and welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia. The Virginia Tech Hokies on top of the NC State Wolfpack 31-10. As Braxton Burmeister went down in that first half, Quincy Patterson stepped in and has delivered 2 touchdowns on 4-4 passing and has rushed over 22 yards. It's definitely been a difference maker here as we're ready to go in the third quarter. Hello, my name is Andy Loce. I'm joined alongside by Jake Lyman. As you've gone through the game, Jake, we've talked about how great Virginia Tech was in that first 8 minutes of the game, and now defensively they have stepped up. Do you see NC State coming back in this matchup at all?
I think they're going to make a strong effort. There's going to be some changes made at halftime. Tim Beck is very experienced as an offensive coordinator. He knows what he's doing. I think this is going to be a huge drive to start off the third quarter for the Wolfpack. They have to be able to go down the field and get points. If you give the ball back to Virginia Tech and let them just run the ball down your throat again and put up more points, that's when it's over. They have to get points here, and then the defense on the other side, Tony Gibson has had no answers for this Virginia Tech rushing game. Over 200 yards in the first half, just on the ground. Over 330 in total. So we'll see what they do here in the second half.
Well, the kickoff is underway as it was taken at the 50-yard line due to an unsportsmanlike contact on NC State as Johnson squib kick it to the right side. It was picked up by NC State, and they run up to around the 23-yard line. So the NC State offense will be the first one on the field. The last drive they put together, they were able to work it from around their 25-yard line into field goal range where the kick from Dunn was good. So they're stepping back out now here with Hawkman.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a sense of urgency there because they were running out of time. I think they need to play with that for the entire rest of the game, down 21.
Let's see if Bailey Hawkman puts together a better second half than he had in the first. Hawkman's going to be in the shotgun position. He has Person Jr. to the left of him. Hawkman takes a step back from shotgun, looking downfield, fires down the middle of the field, and it's going to be just behind his receiver. There were 3 Hokies in the area, so already a really risky throw, but he does not make the completion catch to Devin Carter. So after seeing a lot of run plays here from the Wolfpack, they're going down quick with the passing game.
Yeah, they really have to air it out. Bailey Hawkman has not been very good so far, but you can't come back 21 points in the second half just running it.
Same formation as Hawkman's in the shotgun. He has Person Jr. to the left. He's going to take a quick throw to the right side, and he's going to be caught for the first down. The catch was made there by Ikeme Imizu. My apologies on the pronunciation. So it will bring up 1st and 10 now for NC State.
That's a big play there. You've really got to get the drive going. 3 and out was not an option there. Able to make a nice play, get the first down, and keep this drive going.
Second catch from Imezi on the day. Hawkman in shotgun. He's got Person Jr. behind him. He's going to hand it off to him. Runs to the left side, cuts back to the middle, and runs to the middle of the field. And it gets about 5 yards, which will bring up 2nd and 5 now for the Wolfpack.
It's a nice run there by Person on first down. That's all they really need from him. 5-6 yards. Just make it easier on Bailey Hawkman instead of having him in those 3rd and long situations.
So 2nd and 5 now with Hawkman in shotgun. Person to the right. Takes the handoff to Person, looks to the left side, and he's got his target. It's Carter, who crosses midfield and rolls over to about the 45-yard line. And now NC State working into opponent's territory.
That was a great play design there. Had the play action, opened up the middle of the field for Devin Carter as those linebackers pushed up to defend the run. Good throw from Hawkman, and the Wolfpack are on the move.
Yeah, Wolfpack working with that no-huddle offense, working it quickly down the field. Hawkman once again in that shotgun position, but the referee will throw a flag.
Yeah, I think somebody moved up front there before the snap.
There's going to be a false start on NC State. We'll repeat first down. It's actually going to go on the captain, Grant Gibson, the center. And what Gibson was, he played in every game last season. He was the only offensive player to do so. He also won the Mike Hardy Award for exhibiting a winning attitude on the team. And it's always rare to see the center be the one that really had the false start. You know, he's usually the one with the ball and the communication with the quarterback. So Hawkman now on shotgun. He's going to hand it off to his running back. Actually, he's going to take it himself and run to the right side. A flag thrown from the line judge. This one could be coming back for NC State, but it was about a 5-yard pickup for Hawkman.
Yeah, good fake there by Hawkman, able to get to the outside. But, yeah, that's going to come back once again.
Don't know what the penalty is just yet, as the referee about to make the signal to the booth. It's going to be a legal formation on the Wolfpack. So that's going to bring the run back and going to make it 1st and 20 now for NC State. And this is only going to hurt them even more as it's just walking backwards when they really need to be working forward and get a score quickly.
Yeah, penalties are momentum killers. They had it in Virginia Tech territory, working really well offensively, but those 2 penalties now put them in a really tough spot.
So 2 wide receivers to the left of Hawkman. He's going to take the snap from the shotgun and hand it off to his running back. It's going to be Knight as he runs to the left side and dives forward for about 4 or 5 yards. It looked like he only had 1, but dove and made a great 2 or 3 yard pickup right there. So there goes Hawkman. He hands it back over to Knight. And what Knight and Person have been able to do are they've been able to continue to work their yards up in today's game, but they haven't had that breakout run just yet that really puts them over. 4 wide receivers now for the Wolfpack. Knight is in the backfield with Hawkman, who's staying in that shotgun position. 12:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hawkman takes a snap, steps back a bit, steps up in the pocket, rolling to the left side, trying to find a receiver, dumps it down to Knight, who will make the catch and then work his way down 4 or 5 yards. So once again, NC State chipping away a bit to get to that first down marker, but great defense by the Hokies for not allowing Hawkman to go deep.
And a good play there by the Hokies, swarming to Zonovan Knight. Zion DeBose, the redshirt junior in the tackle, missed all of last season with an injury. Good to see him in on that play. He's made some nice plays already today.
Wolfpack got to get to the 37 of Virginia Tech. They're 2 of 8 on 3rd downs today. It's going to be 3rd and 9 from the Virginia Tech 46. Snap taken from Hawkman, who's in shotgun. Looking downfield, looks to the right, fires. He's going to be picked off. It is picked off by Virginia Tech, and he's got daylight ahead of him before he's tackled from Hawkman inside the 15-yard line. Byron Murray making the interception, stepping in for Jermaine Waller, and picks off Hawkman, and they have a great opportunity to extend this lead.
Hawkman saving it from being a pick 6, but just a bad throw there. You're throwing to the far side of the field, late in your progression, Breon Murray able to just jump that route easily. He had a clean lane to the end zone. Hockman showing some good effort there, coming back and saving the touchdown, but the Hokies will have it right around the 10-yard line.
It will be Hockman's second pick of the game, and now Quincy Patterson, the Virginia Tech offense, will get back to work, and Devin Leary will be the one warming up on the sideline. It hasn't been Hockman's game for sure, but will Leary make a debut? And for NC State in this game, Patterson going to take the snap and the shotgun and runs it with it for about 4 or 5 yards before he's met up with several white jerseys. And so forward progress will help him out and give him second and medium. Jake, what do you think about the move possibly to go to Devin Leary in this game?
I think it's necessary. Hockman has not shown anything that should give offensive coordinator Tim Beck or head coach Dave Doran that much confidence. I mean, just not being all that accurate on his throws, making some poor decisions, and that was probably the cherry on top that's going to get Leary into this game.
Patterson 4 of 7 today. He's now with the Virginia Tech on the 7-yard line. He's in the shotgun position, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He takes a snap, going to hold with it, trying to throw the right side. It's a jump ball in the bottom of the end zone, and it's too much. It was intended for Trey Turner, but it goes out of bounds, and now third down coming up for Virginia Tech.
That's the Trey Turner play there. It seems like at least once a game you get that fade route to the front pylon. He had that very signature game against UVA a few years ago, one of his best games of his career, where he made the one-handed catch on that almost exact route in that exact spot. So tried to get a chance for a jump ball to your best receiver, but didn't work out there. Third down coming up.
3rd and 6 with 10:44 remaining in the third quarter. 31-10 Virginia Tech. Patterson in shotgun. NC State says that there is some movement on the line, and I think the officials called it. It's going to be a false start on the Hokies.
And that's going to be on the running back, Khalil Herbert. He kind of flipped his shoulders there a little bit, just moving a little bit quickly. I'm wondering if possibly not having a crowd is affecting some of these guys. They're hearing everything, and that can kind of maybe play a role in some of these false starts we've seen so far, but that hurts the Hokies. Now 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 on the 12-yard line. They get to the 1 to move the chains, or they can go in for the end zone. So Patterson is in the shotgun position, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Patterson's looking to throw, pocket collapsing, looking, fires, and it's off the hands of his receiver. It is James Mitchell, the tight end, and he'll bring up 4th down and possibly seeing Brian Johnson head back out there for the Hokies.
And that's a great play by Tyler Baker-Williams. He got beat by James Mitchell earlier on the touchdown pass in the first half. There he's all over Mitchell, making a nice play. He only started 3 games last year, but played 500 snaps. Tyler Baker-Williams, a key player for this NC State team, and makes a great play to force a field goal attempt here.
So Brian Johnson will be kicking this off of the left hash line. The snap is up. The kick is good. It goes through the uprights and extends it 34-10. So Virginia Tech gaining interception and great field position, but keeps it a 3-possession game as NC State has 25 minutes to work with now to get back in this game. It's all Virginia Tech still here in Lane Stadium. We're going to head into a little bit of break here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia and Lane Stadium, where the Hokies are dominating the Wolfpack 34-10 in what is the Virginia Tech's season opening matchup. NC State coming off a 45-42 win against Wake Forest last week is obviously not the same team as they were before. Virginia Tech going to kick it off. It's going to be well out of the back of the end zone. And now NC State will head to the field and start on their own 25, and that will bring on redshirt sophomore Devin Leary. He started the 2019 season as the starting quarterback, but then he was replaced with Bailey Hockman. And Jake, what can you give us a little bit about Leary and what he can bring to the Wolfpack?
Well, Leary was a big-time recruit coming out of high school, was in the Elite 11, as much as Quincy Patterson was as well. He hasn't lived up to expectations just like Leary has. He started as a freshman, but really struggled, completing less than 50% of his passes and only having 8 touchdowns. We'll see what he can bring that Bailey Hockman didn't.
So it appears that Hockman will be actually staying in the game for right now, although it looked like Leary was warming up on the sideline. So Hockman will stay on in as Pearson will have a 5-yard carry to the 30-yard line.
Strange there, because Leary was warming up, had his helmet on, looked like he was in the huddle, ready to go, and they still send the lefty Hockman back out even after that bad pick. So we'll see if he lasts much longer, but I would think that one more mistake would probably be the end of his night.
A very short leash right now for Bailey Hawkman on his night. It's 2nd and 5 now for NC State as there were 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 running backs alongside Hawkman, who's in the shotgun. Takes a snap, he fakes the handoff to Person. He's got to get rid of it quick and just throws it the right sideline. No one there. Actually, there was an intended target, but the throw was just not there as it was Houston who was downfield.
Jordan Houston running a wheel route there. Maybe a chance, but I think that was more Hawkman pressure in his face, threw off his back foot, just trying to avoid the sack. Not a bad idea there. Keontae Jenkins, the freshman, in his face. He's been flashing here and there, and having a true freshman starting in this secondary has been tough, but he seems to not be too big for this moment.
A big third down now for Hawkman. He's in shotgun. He takes the snap, looks to the left side. He looks like he's keeping himself, trying to get out of the pocket, and he's wrapped up and sacked for a loss. That's Justice Reed again. It's his 2nd sack of the game, and it's a big one as it's going to force NC State to punt it again.
Justice Reed had 13 sacks last season at Youngstown State in the FCS level. He's looking like he's on track to surpass that already this year. His 2nd sack of the day, and that's a big one, forcing the punt.
So now NC State will punt it once again. Gill stepping back out there for the Wolfpack. He's had a busy day, to say the least. He'll be punting from around his own 9-yard line as he takes a snap and he gets the punt off. It's heading pretty deep as looks like Robinson's back there waving his arm, and he has trouble with the punt, and it's a loose ball, and it's recovered what it looks like by the Hokies at their 20-yard line. The officials come and rule in Virginia Tech, but what seemed to be almost a perfect day for Virginia Tech almost made its first mistake of the game. So Virginia Tech able to avoid a scare right there and lands it at the 20, and that is where the Hokies will begin their next drive. It's 34-10, Virginia Tech on top of NC State with 9:01 to go here from Lane. Welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia, where Virginia Tech is looking ready to get another drive going as they're up 34-10 over the NC State Wolfpack. And a surprising change here, Braxton Burmeister coming back in for the Hokies. Quincy Patterson played the replacement role very well, but Burmeister, who originally started this game, is back behind center. So a great job by Patterson to play that backup role as we look at his final stat line of the night, probably a 4 of 6 for 2 touchdowns, no picks, 75 yards, but also 6 rushes for 26 rushing yards. Jake, are you surprised by the move to go back to Burmeister up by 3 scores?
I am. But I also think it could make sense here with Hendon Hooker's status in doubt. Maybe just get him a few more reps.
Herbert's had a hold to the left. He's running. He's going to get to the sideline and tiptoes his way out of bounds. So just like how the first play with Burmeister happened in the game where the big Herbert run, we see it again as he runs to the left. Look at that blocking by the line, and he just saw green grass ahead of him and almost into opponent's territory now.
Herbert, 5 carries, 98 yards. He's just going off tonight in his first game with the Hokies.
Burmeister in the shotgun, communicating with the sideline out the play call, possibly as Herbert switches from his right side to his left side. 1st and 10, 8:30 to go. Burmeister gets ready, takes a snap, hands it off to Herbert. Just kidding, Burmeister will keep it himself. He runs to the left. He gets a block there from his receiver, Fares, and runs out of bounds into opponent territory now. And this is the offense that we saw in the first 8 minutes of the game that was electrifying, and it's once again among us.
Braxton Burmeister up to 50 yards on the ground so far. The Hokies continuing to let that rushing offense do the majority of the talking so far. Almost 250 yards on the ground.
Hokies like to make it even more now as they're on the 43-yard line of NC State. Burmeister with that clapping the hands and then looking over and getting another play call. Looks like 2 wide receivers to the right. It's going to be a fake pitch to Herbert, and Burmeister stepping back, going to try to throw to Herbert and well overthrown. It'll be a rare incompletion here from Burmeister, only a second of the game, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
He was open, too. Had him right in between the linebacker and the safety moving over to the sideline. If Burmeister puts that in there, that's a big play, but it's also a tough one. You don't want to put that one a little too short and let the linebacker catch it, or a little too far and let the safety come over and grab it. So, no harm, no foul for Burmeister there.
Yeah, better to throw it out of bounds than into the hands of a white jersey. 2 wide receivers to the right now for Burmeister, who's in the shotgun. It's Raheem Blackshear in now in substitute for Herbert. Burmeister takes a snap. Blackshear with the blocking. Burmeister going to gun one deep down the right side. He's got Caleb Smith, but he's tripped up from NC State. And no flags. Just kidding. There comes a late one from the back official. It was Caleb Smith. And for NC State, the defender was, I want to say that was Devin Leary. Wasn't that who it was? He tripped up Caleb Smith, who was going for the ball. It was definitely catchable indeed. And Caleb Smith was tripped up from the cornerback.
Yeah, that's an easy call there, as Smith really had a step on his guy down there. It says Devin Leary on our screen, but that's not Devin Leary. The other 13 making that tackle, Tyler Baker-Williams. So, Burmeister lobs it up there and gets something good out of it.
So 15-yard penalty will put up with the Hokies on the 28 of NC State. Burmeister in the shotgun. Hands it off to Holston, his first carry of the game, and he's met with a 1-yard loss. Great read from the NC State defensive line to take down the returning player. He not missed all of last season. He started in the season opener against Boston College last season, but had an injury that sidelined him for the rest of the year. So with a lot of new running backs into the room, he's actually the returner, but not getting that many opportunities, but has been talked about of his veteranship, his experience with Virginia Tech that has helped Blackshear and Herbert. So Burmeister once again in shotgun. He's got Holston to his left. And here goes Burmeister. Going to be a designed run. Runs up the middle of the field. Gets a block from number 77, but he's met at the 24-yard line and will be about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. Isaiah Moore making another big tackle for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Isaiah Moore's been all over the field today. Burmeister gets 5 there on the quarterback draw, but he just doesn't miss that many tackles. When he gets a guy in the open field, he's going to make the play.
So now the ball on the 24. 3rd and 6 coming up now for the Hokies as they're still communicating with their sideline. Clock ticking down now. It's 6:20 to go in this third quarter as there seems to be no rush of getting to the line. Definitely interesting here. I believe that one team will officially call a timeout. And they do. So a timeout going to be called here from Virginia Tech as they're trying to decide what to run on 3rd and 6. With 6:07 to go in Virginia Tech. They start off the drive very well, but have run into a little bit of difficulties here at the tail end of the drive. Yeah,
there's a big 3rd and 6 coming up. Hokies would really like to convert, not only just to get a few more points on the board, but to run this clock down. They've done a great job on the ground. If they could get a couple more first downs here, get this clock a little bit lower, you're going to get out of here the win.
That's right. Up by 24 at this time. We're actually going to go to a quick break here as Virginia Tech up 34-10 over NC State. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Blacksburg. A big 3rd and 6 coming up now for the Virginia Tech Hokies as they're up 34-10. They look to be well on their way for their first win of the season. That'll be a big one, of course, with the ACC schedule being this year, Jake, with 10 ACC matchups with a +1. Every game is a big game now for them.
Especially with no divisions. Everybody's together, so it's going to be very tight for those top 2 spots. You expect Clemson, Notre Dame, they're the obvious favorites, but if the Hokies play like this the rest of the season, they should be in that mix. Every game's important, and this is a great way to start, especially with the I'm blanking on the word, the struggles that the Hokies have had so far with COVID-19. Coming out with a win without 23 players would be huge for Virginia Tech.
Also, star player Malik Cunningham going down today. We hope he has a quick recovery. He was a part of Louisville. Louisville seems to be a team that can also be in the mix for the championship, a major blow to them. 3rd and 6 now, a shotgun. Burmeister back on your center. He's in that shotgun position with 2 wide receivers, one to the right, one to the left, as I can see. Gets ready, he takes a snap, he runs up to the right, tries to look back down to the left. He's got Tyler Baker-Williams behind him, and he wraps him up for the sack. A great read there from Baker-Williams, who committed the pass interference only about 3 plays ago, but gets to Burmeister and puts them into a difficult field goal position.
Baker-Williams seems to just be hot and cold tonight. He gets beat by James Mitchell for a touchdown. Then he stops James Mitchell on a key 3rd down, gets called for pass interference, and then makes a sack to force the Hokies to kick a long 50-yard field goal here. We'll see what Brian Johnson has.
Well, Brian Johnson knocked one from 46 yards earlier. This one will be from 49, so a little bit more to what it was. He takes it from the left hash. The kick is up, and that looks good. Brian Johnson has been on it tonight. 2 45-plus yard field goals. He's nailed all his extra points, and he puts Virginia Tech now up by 4 possessions. A big field goal that really puts this game into a mode where the Hokies just have to play smart from here on out to take the win.
Yeah, that makes it a 4-score game. The Hokies in a really good spot. Brian Johnson, fantastic tonight. That's his 3rd field goal of the day. He's now made 15 straight, has not missed since the Hokies traveled up to South Bend last November. So this has really been an all-around good performance from the Hokies. There's really nothing you can point to and say the Hokies haven't succeeded so far.
Yeah, you got to highlight a little bit on the special teams. Even though we haven't seen Oscar Bradburn that much today, he has had some great punts inside the 20. Brian Johnson knocking down 2 great field goals. But we talked about this when NC State was heading on the field last time. We thought that Devin Leary was coming on in. Do you think it's time to bring on Leary?
He's talking to Tim Beck right now, the offensive coordinator, who seems to be telling him a couple of tips that he has out there. So it looks like Leary's going to come in, but we thought that last time, like you said, and it wasn't true. Just want to point out, you said Oscar Bradburn, haven't seen him too much. I think that's a success for Oscar Bradburn.
Not get on the field for punters are always a great story. The kickoff now here for Virginia Tech. It'll hit in the end zone and another touchback. So NC State now, let's see who comes out here. It looks like Leary's in the huddle. It looks like he'll be coming in this game now. Is it too little too late for NC State, or do you think Leary can bring them back down by 27?
I think it's too little too late, but this is a good opportunity for Leary. If he wants to get this starting job back, he was expected to start, but had COVID-19 struggles, missed a lot of practice. So now he has this opportunity to come in here, get live game reps. If he has some success, I would expect him to play in their next matchup.
Redshirt sophomore. Last season, he was a starting quarterback as a redshirt freshman. He's in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to his running back, who has a hole to the left. As he breaks away, it's going to be Zonovan Knight, who runs over what it looks to be Chris Connor for the Virginia Tech Hokies. So a first down, and now they get to move the chains and get a drive going.
Jamari Connor's a big guy playing that wit position for the Hokies, and Zonovan Knight ran over him like it was nothing. Bam is an accurate nickname for the Wolfpack running back.
That brings him to 11 carries on 80 yards on the day. NC State still working with it pretty quickly now as Leary hands it off to Knight, who's running up the right side and cuts back to the middle and has another first down as he runs it out to midfield. So back-to-back runs there from Knight that put him at a very good total now of about 91 rushing yards. So we haven't seen Leary use his arm yet in this game, as now he's in shotgun at the 49. Here's his first throw, going to be firing, and it's well behind the receiver of Devin Carter. So that will stop the clock, and it's now 2nd and 10 with 4:33 to go. Virginia Tech still up 37-10.
Maybe a little bit of jitters there for Devin Leary. First throw of the new season, well behind his receiver. Hopefully he can settle down and make some good throws.
So 3 wide receivers now on for the Wolfpack. He's got a running back to the right as he's in the shotgun position. Looks like 4 on the line for the Hokies. Takes a snap. They send 5. Pocket collapsing. Here comes the sack, and down he goes. It's a big-time sack for Virginia Tech, and it looks like Mario Kendricks got the job done. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the NC State.
Kendricks and Eli Adams getting to Leary. The pressure for the Hokies has been fantastic tonight. We've seen Rayshard Ashby got a sack. Justice Reed has 2, and then a nice sack there. Wolfpack quarterbacks have not had any time to throw the football, and it's really been a great defensive performance in the Justin Hamilton era here in Virginia Tech.
3rd and 19 at their own 40. Takes a snap. Leary trying to look deep. He goes to the left side. He actually throws it down about 45-yard line. A spin move made from the catch from one of their receivers. It was actually Kerry Angulin. So he about gets 10 yards on the play and now brings up 4th and 9. And for NC State in this position, do you go for it or do you just punt away and try to let your defense try to do anything right here?
I mean, it's still the 3rd quarter, but down 27, you got to go for it here. You don't know if you're going to get this opportunity again across midfield. if you don't get points here, this game is over. So I like the decision here to keep him on the field.
Wolfpack are going for it. They're at the 49. They got to get to the Virginia Tech 41. So 4th and 8. Leary in the shotgun, takes a step back, looking toward the right side, fires, and it's caught, and it's a first down. It's much more. He's running down the middle of the field. He's trying to get a blocker. Cuts back inside and brought down inside the 15. A nice catch and run made by Devin Carter, 41 yards. Definitely the biggest play so far today from the Wolfpack, and it puts them in the red zone in a scoring opportunity.
That's a great play design there. Devin Taylor, the transfer from Illinois State, bit on the lower route and opened up Carter in the middle of the field.
Wolfpack work quickly now as Leary throws it to the right side. He's got his target. As you can tell, they're all trying to work really quickly here as he actually has Imezi on the right side for 2nd down and medium now. So now, the last time the NC State were actually this close to the end zone, they did score and it paid off. Leary trying to do the same and trying to get his first score of the year. He's in the shotgun as NC State's at the 7. Takes the snap, looking to the right, fires, going to be a jump ball, and it looks to be, is it? Yes, touchdown NC State. Brought in by C.J. Riley, the redshirt senior, and the NC State Wolfpack bringing within 21. A great drive by the Wolfpack, which caught them going on 4th and 8 to Devin Carter. It paid off, and now Leary, coming off the bench in his first possession, finds Riley in the end zone.
Great back shoulder throw from Devin Leary there to Riley. That's the kind of throw that they need to be able to make, and I think that puts Leary in a good position over Bailey Hockman for next week's starter position.
A fairly quick drive from the Wolfpack as well, as it was only 3 minutes and 4 seconds, and Dunn nails the PATs. So just like that, NC State are back within a 20-point game, so it's not all said and done yet. Let's look at the touchdown again as Leary puts it right on the money. As you can tell, Leary really sold it that he was going to the right side, but still, he got the throw away from Devin Taylor and was able to make the catch. So, C.J. Riley, who tore his ACL in the season opener last year, a great moment for him to reel in the touchdown.
It really is. C.J. Riley, such a talented player, one of the fastest guys on this team, and he's got a big frame too. But tearing that ACL, he got that 6th year of eligibility, which means technically with this season, COVID-19, all of these players are not wasting a year of eligibility. He could come back for his 7th year if he elected to, and that would be welcome news for this North Carolina State coaching staff because he's a special player.
Well, there you have it right there where Leary talking to one of his coaches. The coaches would definitely be excited about what happened on that drive as it really puts a spark back into the offense, and if NC State's able to make a defensive stop, you talk about a possibility of a Wolfpack coming back in this one. So we're set to go as now the kickoff going to be here from Dunn of NC State. As it's a squibber, it's going to bounce around and hop just out of the end zone, and it's going to be ran out now by Herbert. Herbert goes to the left, cuts back to the right, and he's tackled around the 25-yard line. So if he were to take the touchback, it would have been the same distance, but Herbert instead took the squib kick and ran it out to the 25.
Good recovery from Herbert there. Kind of stumbled along that right sideline, almost stepped out of bounds inside his own 5-yard line, but gets it out to the 25 in a good spot. Hokies trying to run some clock on this drive, I would assume.
Yeah, so 2:12 to go in this third quarter. Virginia Tech up by 20 with the score being 37-17. I really anticipate kind of a run-first kind of offense, and right now they're in that shotgun position with 2 receivers to the left. Holston, who was by the left of him, motions out to the to the right side of the offense. Braxton's going to take it himself. He's going to run to the right, cuts back to the left, spins. He's still on his feet, and he maneuvers his way for a first down. A 12-yard pickup there from Braxton Burmeister. Burmeister adds to the total now where he has 67 rushing yards, and this is something that, you usually don't see a quarterback work well at. He makes a spin move on the defender and keeps on going. And it was a hit there late by actually Baker Williams. Kind of went to the head a bit there. It was not head-to-head, though. It was more of a thigh to the head, so Burmeister able to get back up. 1st and 10 now for the Hokies as Burmeister communicates once again with this sideline. Holston moves from the left side of him to the right side. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Burmeister takes the snap. He hands it off to Holston. Holston going to take it himself and goes, and he's up for the first down. He had a run earlier that went for a 1-yard loss, but this one will be a pickup of around 12, and another Virginia Tech first down.
Hokies inching towards that 300 yards rushing mark at 262 right now. This is something the Hokies struggled with last year. They could not get the run game going in a consistent manner. Now, with the three-headed monster in the backfield of Blackshear, Holston, and Herbert, as well as the three quarterbacks all being able to run, they're going to have a good time on the ground the rest of this year.
So it looks like now there's an injury for NC State as Khalid Martin, the freshman safety, is down on the ground. He has a trained staff out there. As we will take a little break here at 33:04 Sports as Virginia Tech is up on NC State 37-17 with 1:17 to go in the third. A scary scene here in Blacksburg as Khalid Martin has been put into an ambulance. It was almost a 15-minute delay as he took a hit to the head from Tyler Baker Williams. It was unintentional, of course, as two were trying to make the tackle on Holston. They two banged heads, and Martin was laying down around midfield for about 10 to 12 minutes. Eventually was stretched off into an ambulance, and we can only pray for the speedy recovery there from Khalid Martin, and hopefully that he is okay.
Really scary scene there, but it's we're finally back to football here. Hope that he's going to be okay. I believe he's going to go to a local hospital.
Hope for the best for him there as Braxton Burmeister is in shotgun on 1st and 10. He hands it off to his running back Herbert, who makes a great couple of cuts in the backfield, runs up to the left side and still on his feet, dodged a ton of tackles and picked up 6 yards on that carry. So right back to the run game with Virginia Tech as they've moved it into NC State territory now. And for them, with only 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter, they look to try to get something going now. On the 45-yard line of NC State, Braxton Burmeister takes a snap, tries to throw down the left side, and it's a juggle there from Evan Fairs as he's not able to reel in the catch. We look at Fairs. He is the grad transfer from the University of Kansas, so join alongside with Khalil Herbert. Kansas has actually been a hot spot coming over to Virginia Tech. You have Ryan Willis coming from here in the past, as now you have Herbert and Fairs on the roster. So, Les Miles over there creating a program under them right now, but Virginia Tech gained a couple people from the Jayhawks. Burmeister now 3rd and 4 in the shotgun. Got one wide receiver to the right and Robinson, one to the left of Fairs. Takes the snap. He looks at the right side. He throws it up to Robinson as he's trying to judge it, and the throw can't be completed. It was great defense there from NC State's Shaquem Harris, who was all over Robinson, and Robinson just couldn't get to the ball and make the catch. So 4th down now for Virginia Tech, and Bradburn going to go out there and punt it away.
Burmeister missing a couple of throws there. First one probably should have hit on the sideline to Fairs. That one a little bit tougher, good coverage down the sideline from Harris, but kind of don't understand the strategy there from Brad Cornelson. Figured the way they've been running the ball, they just keep punching it forward with Herbert.
So here's Bradburn. He's going to kick it from around his own 45 as the punt returner won't make a play on it, as Diablo will actually field that one up around the 8-yard line. So the captain, who had an interception in the first quarter, marks it down in a great territory. 26 seconds to go now in this game, as we saw last possession with Devin Leary coming on the field and leading the Wolfpack to a touchdown in his first series. He's going to have just over 15 minutes to go now and try to lead the Wolfpack back into this game.
Leary looked really good on that first drive. Great touchdown pass to C.J. Riley on the back shoulder throw. So we'll see if he can keep some of that momentum going, starting with real tough field position. I think we're going to see a little bit of some more focus on the running game here with Ricky Person in the game.
When it comes to time management, NC State still have all 3 of their timeouts. Leary takes the snap. He gives it off to Pearson, who works his way out from what it looked to be nothing and works out to the right a bit and gets about 5 yards on the play. NC State looking to be in no rush now as we're heading into the last 12 seconds of the third quarter, and I believe that will do it here in the third quarter. As Leary is in the shotgun position, they will run out of time, so they intended on maybe running a play, but they ran out of time. So Virginia Tech are 15 minutes away from picking up their first win on the year as they're up 37-17 over the NC State Wolfpack. I'm Andy Loce, joined alongside Jake Lyman. Fourth quarter on the way here on 33:04 Sports. Welcome back here to Blacksburg for the start of the fourth quarter between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the NC State Wolfpack. NC State has the ball, but they're down by 20 as they try to work themselves back into this game now. 2nd and 5 for the Wolfpack as they hand it off to Pearson in the backfield as he goes and rolls about 3 yards forward. It'll be 3rd and short coming up from around their own 25.
Justice Reed makes the tackle there. Already has 2 sacks on the day. That dude is just a huge human being. Makes a huge tackle there.
Actually, it's his own 15. I want to give you a quick update about Khalid Martin. It appears that he has a hip injury and he is conscious, so that's a good sign that he's conscious, but hopefully he recovers well with that hip injury. 3rd and 2 now in the shotgun as Pearson's going to jump out to the left. Can he get there to the first down? He does. Tries to cut back inside a bit, but he goes out of bounds. But it will be enough for the Wolfpack first down, so it stops the clock and it gives the Wolfpack an opportunity to move the chains.
Turn the corner on Chamari Connor there a little bit, just showing off the speed there. Ricky Pearson, a bigger back, not the kind of shifty kind of guy that Jordan Houston or even Zonovan Knight kind of is, but did a good job outrunning Chamari Connor to the corner, getting the first down.
So the ball will be on the NC State's 23. A new set of downs as Leary is in the shotgun. He takes a snap, looks around the middle of the field. He's going to roll out to the left side. He's got to get rid of it, and that's what he does. Throws it. Doesn't throw away completely as Diablo tried to, make the catch there on the left sideline, but it'll bring up 2nd and 10. A smart move by Leary just to get rid of it.
Definitely, but almost didn't execute it very well. Diablo had a shot at that one, maybe just a couple of feet too far out of reach for the safety, but could have been a very bad mistake for Leary.
Eli Adams bringing the pressure on Leary. So now 2nd and 10 again. 2nd and 10 as Leary's in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 to the left, 2 to the right. There goes Connor as he drops back to the safety position. Leary's rolling out to the right side, looking right. He fires his target, but he cannot connect. His intended receiver on the play was number 15, Keon Lesane. As you look at this, NC State bring out a ton of new wide receivers. We've seen about 7 or 8 of them on the field today, so their wide receiver room has a ton of depth.
Yeah, NC State has a lot of young guys out there that maybe they're trying to work in with Devin Leary here, just trying to see what they've got early in the season.
So a big 3rd down and 10 now for the Wolfpack. Looks to be 3 wide receivers again as Leary is in that shotgun position. See how many the Hokies send here on 3rd and long. They send about 4. Leary going to buy that time, throws in the middle of the field, and it is caught. It is a first down for the Wolfpack. A catch made there by C.J. Riley. He hauled in the touchdown on the last possession, and it's a big 1st and 10 now for NC State. They've worked it out to their own 40. Wolfpack keeping that no-huddle offense. They take the snap with 28 left on the play clock. Leary looking for a bomb. He's got a throw down the middle of the field, but he cannot make the connection. He was looking for Porter Rooks, but the communication between Rooks and Leary was just never there, and now 2nd and 10 with 13:26 to go.
Leary's been hit or miss since coming in for Bailey Hockman. That last throw over the middle on 3rd down, just an absolute dart. Put it right where he wanted it to, gets the conversion in there. Just probably 5 or 10 yards off the mark from Porter Rooks.
Leary takes the snap. He's going to be handed off to his running back. He runs off to the right side, and it's going to be Knight who's going to carry that pile for about 7 yards. So a significant gain on 2nd and 10 will bring up 3rd and short as they are just about cross midfield now.
Those 2 sophomore defensive tackles, Narell Pollard and Mario Kendricks, are not small people, and yet Zonovan Knight churning those legs, carrying them out for about 7 yards.
It's 3rd and 3 with 12:58 to go now for the Wolfpack. They got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They also bring in a tight end and have a running back in the backfield with Leary. They're going to hand it off in 3rd and short. Risky move, but he gets the first down and more as he moves out to the Virginia Tech 47. A little bit of a scrum right there between the offensive lineman and Chapman. But big play here, Jake, going on a run with Zonovan Knight on 3rd and short, but it pays off, and Knight approaching that 100 mark.
Yeah, Alan Tisdale just barely missing that tackle. Strange that he's been in the game a lot more than Dax Hollyfield tonight. We'll see if that trend continues as we go through the season.
So a new set of downs for Leary and the Wolfpack offense. He's in the shotgun again. believe he has Knight to the right of him. A throw there from Leary, and it's a dangerous one as it was almost picked off again by Murray. He already had an interception. It was off of Hockman earlier, but that could have been a second pick in the second half.
Flag down here could be something on Murray here, but I think he was patting his chest maybe on me for dropping the interception, but there is a flag. We'll see what
it looks to be 2 late flags on the play, so I don't know if that meant anything to the play. It says 1st and 10 on the screen here, but the ball is moving back, so it looks to be an offensive penalty. Let's see what the flag was on.
I believe it's going to be holding on Tyrone Riley. He tackles the defensive end there on that outside. I believe that's Belmar, who he brought down to the ground. Riley has not allowed a single sack in his career, and he didn't allow one there, but that's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
So 1st and 20, going to be a big distance they have to go now as Leary gets a throw right there to Carter. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play as it's now at the Virginia Tech 49. So a good 8 yards picked up here. It brings up 2nd and long now. And, it's those penalties that you look at, they're so silly. They're just so untimely. You can't be making these mistakes when the focus should be getting as many points as you can with as little time as you possibly could. So Leary is in that shotgun. He has 3 wide receivers to the left. He has a running back of Knight. He hands off to Knight. Good spin move in the backfield. He was almost hit right there from the Virginia Tech Zion DeBose. But Knight able to spin, get about a yard or 2, but still going to bring about 3rd and 11.
And I mentioned Tisdale missed that tackle back on 3rd down and said how he's been in over Dax Hollyfield. Well, there's the sure tackling Dax who came in and finished off that one for a gain of 1. Now big 3rd and long coming up for the Wolfpack.
NC State at the 48. They got to get to the 37. Leary has 4 wide receivers working with, 3 to the left. He's going to fire. He's got his running back in person. Can he get to that 1st down distance? And he's pushed out of bounds by Connor. So Connor makes a big stop defensively on 3rd down, and it looks to be about 4th and 5 at the 41. You can go for a field goal and make it a 17-point game, but with this much time left, that's not really a question, and I like the move here to go for it on 4th and short.
Well, 17 doesn't do much for you because it's still a 3-score game. You still need 3 possessions. You have to get 7 3 separate times if you want to win this game.
So here it is, 4th and 5. It's a big play for the Wolfpack and a big play for the Hokies as well. 4 wide receivers. He's got a running back in the backfield. It's Pearson. Leary takes a snap. He's looking. Big rush coming for Virginia Tech. And down goes Leary at the 50-yard line. It's a sack made from Dax Hollyfield and Zion DeBose. And that will pretty much do it here in Blacksburg. A big-time sack. And that will switch the ball from NC State to Virginia Tech. They needed a big stop to make sure NC State did not get back on it. They sent about 6, and they make the stop defensively. Virginia Tech 37, NC State 17. Welcome back here to Lane Stadium, where we're about 10:30 to go here between the Virginia Tech Hokies and NC State Wolfpack. Virginia Tech is making a stop on 4th and 5, which gives them the ball again. Burmeister in shotgun, going to take the snap, drops back a ton, but it dushes off to Herbert, and Herbert has the open field as he goes down the left sideline. Can he beat his defender? He's almost in. He dives, and he's marked down inside the 1-yard line. Herbert almost bringing a 50-yard catch to the end zone. And what a play from Burmeister just to dump it down to Herbert, and Herbert doing it all with running it.
Khalil Herbert, a 46-yard gain. He's done it on the ground all day, gets the screen pass through the air, almost outruns everybody to that front left pylon. Would have been an unbelievable touchdown, but Hokies with 1st and goal.
Watching the replay, it is his left foot that steps out just inside the 4-yard line. So that will bring 1st and goal up as Quincy Patterson returns for the Hokies. He takes a snap. He's going to take it himself. Running to the left side. Tries to plow his way through, but he'll be at the 1-yard line and will bring up 2nd and goal. Virginia Tech up by 20, but they're not shying away from scoring some more.
No, definitely not. Hokies want to put as many points on the board as they can because this team, they're ranked 20th in the nation right now. In such a weird season, anything can happen. This is a good Hokies team, and they're proving it tonight.
The ball will be marked down at the 2-yard line as Patterson is looking to really score right there on that play. He is a run-first kind of guy. We saw him throw 2 touchdowns earlier, but does he put one in with rushing? Patterson takes himself, runs down the middle, and he's trying to get in there, and the help from the offensive line puts him across. It's touchdown Virginia Tech as Quincy Patterson scores the touchdown and adds another one to the column for Virginia Tech. It's his 3rd total touchdown of the game, and this one pretty much seals it up here in Blacksburg.
Great run there from Patterson, reminiscent of his 6 overtime touchdown run to win it against North Carolina. Got some help there from the sophomore Nick Gallo, the tight end, pushing him in from behind. Patterson now responsible for 3 touchdowns tonight.
It's definitely been a great night from both quarterbacks. And even though Burmeister doesn't have any touchdowns to his name, you could definitely tell the way the offense has worked around him has been spectacular. 8:56 to go here in the 4th quarter. Virginia Tech doing a lot with their offense tonight. As it looks like Virginia Tech is lining up for 2. It's Braxton Burmeister at quarterback. He's going to take the snap and roll to the right. He's back around his own 15, fires, and he's got Caleb Smith in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So it might have been a play to make it a 28-point game. That makes it 4 scores for NC State to get this game tied up again. But Caleb Smith, we've said his name a few times tonight, but converts and makes it 45-17. Virginia Tech all over NC State with 8:56 to go. You're listening to 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia, where the Virginia Tech Hokies just extended their lead over the NC State Wolfpack as it's now 45-17. A wonderful season opener for the Virginia Tech Hokies, and after NC State pulled off the win yesterday, Jake, a lot of questions surrounding this Wolfpack team.
Definitely. NC State looked solid against Wake Forest last week, pulling off the win, a couple of issues here and there. And coming into this game, yes, Virginia Tech roster-wise is the better team, but missing so many players, you would have expected a better showing than this. Definitely going to be some questions that have to be answered over the next week.
The Virginia Tech kickoff goes into the end zone, and it will be brought out to the 25 as another touchback in today's game. With 8:56 to go, your questions now for NC State are, you want to score, you want to get something positive out of this matchup against the Hokies, but 28 is out there. So if they're going to want to do it, they're going to do it really fast.
9 minutes left, needing 4 touchdowns. It's a stretch. It really is. I think for NC State right now, you want to find out what you have in Devin Leary, because Bailey Hockman looked bad tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to soften it up. He looked bad. If Leary can look good over these last 9 minutes, he could be the answer for the Wolfpack.
Houston rushes it for about 2 yards on the 1st and 10, so he falls into the 27. Yeah, we talked about Hockman. We were saying in the pregame show, he's got to become involved if he wants to make an impact today. We just never saw a click for him at times. And Leary has looked actually pretty good under center for NC State so far, so might be a long-term solution for the Wolfpack in the future. Leary in the shotgun now on 2nd and 8 as they're at the 27. He takes the snap. Looking down the left side, pocket collapsing. He's going to roll and fire to the left side. He's got a receiver, and what a catch. It's a big catch for North Carolina as it's Tanner Thomas. It's Tanner Thomas making the catch on the left side of the field. Number 5, he's been known for his punt returning, but he reels in a great catch, a reach, and it will fall into Virginia Tech territory. Jake, that was a great play there by Leary and Thomas.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Seeing what you have in Devin Leary, avoids the rush, steps up, makes a beautiful throw.
Leary was looking deep again, but the Virginia Tech defense swarms him, and down he goes. A sack made by the Hokies. It's Eli Adams and Zion DeBose. So Zion DeBose once again getting to the quarterback. Look at there, the original hit by Eli Adams, and then DeBose finishing it off.
Hokies have just sent so much pressure today. It's been really tough for either Leary or Hockman to get anything going. That is sack number 6 tonight.
So that will now bring up 2nd and 19 for the Wolfpack. They're at the 45. Leary runs out to the right side. He's got his receiver as he runs out of bounds around the 36-yard line. It is Imezi. So Imezi making another catch right now for the Wolfpack. That brings him to 4 catches on the day for 29 yards, tied with the most receptions on the team. And now 3rd and 10 coming up for NC State. They were in this kind of position in the last drive. They were heading into Virginia Tech territory, but they were halted. They got to get to the 26 of Virginia Tech. 7 minutes to go, Virginia Tech up 28. Leary takes a snap from the shotgun, looks to the right side. He's going to dish it off to Houston. Houston's got to work with it now as he runs over, tries to spin around Dax Hollyfield, but falls forward to the 29-yard line. So it's been 4-down territory for quite some time now for the Wolfpack, and we expect for them to go again as they have at the 29-yard line. They got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left and 1 to the right. They got Houston next to Leary in the backfield to the right side. Virginia Tech looks like they're going to send a lot here on 4th and 3. Leary crouching up to his center. Steps back for the shotgun. Looks and analyzes the defense and takes a snap. Looking to the left side, he's going to fire quickly, and that is a catch made by NC State, and most importantly for them, it is a first down. It is a catch made by Kerry Angulin, and that will bring up a first down. Keontae Jenkins making the tackle, and Wolfpack are in company now to score.
Great play there. Angeline gets outside. The freshman Keontae Jenkins can't get underneath it and make the stop.
So 1st and 10 for the Virginia Tech 23. Wolfpack have actually taken it a little bit slower now in this portion of the game, not working as quickly. Leary takes a snap. He gives it on up to Houston, and Houston will spin over about 3 yards as they're now into the red zone. With 5:24 to go, NC State in the first few plays of this drive were looking to go deep, and now they're slowing it down.
Yeah, the Wolfpack don't seem in too much of a hurry. I think they're realizing that they're not going to win this game, but just trying to maybe get some momentum heading into the next one.
Leary in shotgun got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Leary rolls out to the right side, then looks left. He fires across the middle of the field, and he's got his receiver inside the 10 and rolls down to around the 8-yard line. A nice catch and run made by the Wolfpack Dylan Parham. A 14-yard pickup in his first catch of the game. And now 1st and goal for the Wolfpack, and under 5 minutes to go, they're looking to cut this lead. Leary starts in shotgun, works up to the center, communicates with him. As he's in the shotgun, snapping his fingers, clapping them, and trying to get the communication between him and his sideline. Virginia Tech has 4 on the line. They send 4. They hand it off to Houston. Houston plowing his way through and just short of the touchdown inside the 1-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd and goal as he almost went in. Didn't see much of a hole there, but then it formed and was met there. Houston's going to get it again, and he dives on in. It's an NC State touchdown. They may have been down by 28, but they cut the lead down to 22 as Houston records his first touchdown of the game. The third-string running back, he couldn't get it down on the 1st and goal, but on 2nd and goal, they go right back to him, and he pretty much just dives on in, and NC State, a pretty good drive they put together right there.
Really impressed with Devin Leary so far. I think he's done a good job coming in and really understanding his role. He needs to come in and show something if he wants to become the full-time starter for the Wolfpack. 12 of 16, over 160 yards, and the touchdown. He's having a good day so far.
So Christopher Dunn officially makes it a 21-point game as it's now 45-24 Virginia Tech over NC State. And they did a little bit of both in that drive. They had a good throw down to Thomas deep, and there was also a good throw made by Leary to hit Parham to get them in the 1st and goal position. So as a viewer of this game as well, that was the drive I would say is the best.
I agree, and I think NC State, obviously it's garbage time, but they're starting to find some rhythm on offense that they didn't have in the first half. Now over 400 yards of offense on the day, so they've really done well offensively in this second half. The Hokies' defense hasn't really been able to stop them, except for those few times they've gotten pressure on the quarterback. It's just too little too late for NC State. I think they've really found their groove, found a little bit of some holes on this Hokies defense, but not going to be enough. They're going to run out of time here.
Well, the 10-play, 75-yard drive that took about 4 minutes and 53 seconds was surely a successful one. But I want to talk about one thing that in this matchup that we saw from both teams that was pretty good. There weren't that many turnovers.
No, there weren't. There were the 2 bad throws from Bailey Hockman. But besides that, it's been a really clean football game. Hockman made 2 bad decisions. The first one, really both were kind of the same play. Out routes to the boundary side of the field, and Hokies just jumped them. I mean, that's just what happened. Hockman threw the ball a little bit too late. But besides that, you're right. Both teams have played clean games offensively, which is not really what you're expecting, especially for this Hokies team that hasn't been able to have full team practices for weeks now. And they've come out here offensively. They've been about as clean as it gets.
And I also want to dive on an average yards per play. NC State, although being down by 21, they're averaging 5.5 yards a play. It's nothing like the Virginia Tech's 8.7 that we've seen this game, but still, there's something to work off of for NC State, and there's something that you can carry on into your future matchups. But for Virginia Tech, an amazing performance today. We kind of thought that today's game would have gone a little shaky at times, but this team looks collected. They look like they're ready to win. Do you see them being a competitor for the ACC title?
I mean, just judging off of this game, with so much turmoil that the Hokies have had to go through, the fact that they've dominated so much, I would say you have to put them in that category with Miami and North Carolina as that next tier trying to challenge Notre Dame and Clemson to head to the ACC championship game. Those matchups are going to be fun. I really am excited to see this Hokies team play Miami and play the Tar Heels.
It's going to be an onside kick here for Christopher Dunn as he looks like he's going to left, traces to the right. It's a good kick. It's going to have a nice high bounce with it, and it goes out of bounds. It was a good executed onside kick, but just no one there for NC State to get that hop that committed. I want to talk one more thing about Virginia Tech before we go back into the drive. 9 straight weeks of football. That's going to be the daunting task for this team. It's not going to be whether you can win the games or not. It's how you can play from now until around Thanksgiving break.
It's going to be tough, and the Hokies have to find a way to figure out the schedule, and also they have to figure out how they are going to avoid another COVID-19 outbreak. You feel like they're in a good spot. They've had their moment, but it can pop up at any moment with the contact tracing, players having to quarantine for 14 days if they've been in contact with someone who's tested positive. So they have to be safe with that and also know that, yeah, they're going to have to be ready to play 9 straight weeks of football.
I want to watch it on onside kick again. I didn't notice it, but Tavion Robinson playing great defense and a little bit of volleyball in there as well as swatting out of bounds. You don't really see many players do that, but a smart play there made by the wide receiver.
Very smart play. Instead of trying to grab it and risking taking a hit and possibly losing it and giving it back to the Wolfpack, knocks it out of bounds. Hokies get the ball just across midfield.
So a little bit of delay here in the action as Virginia Tech's ready to go, and they've stepped up to the line with 4:02 to go. They're at the 49-yard line of NC State. Patterson's still in at quarterback as they hand it off to Herbert, who will spin forward. That was actually Jalen Holston, who will spin forward for 5 yards on the play.
I think the Hokies might be trying to get themselves to that 300 yards rushing mark. They're close. They're at 277 right now, 23 yards away. Just a really special night offensively for this Hokies team.
Now 2nd and 5 coming up. NC State also has a tough task next week as they travel up to Pittsburgh, who defeated Louisville today. They're off to a good start in their season as well as they're 2-0.
Pittsburgh's been surprising so far. I would honestly put them in that tier as well. The Coastal, the usual Coastal has a couple of good teams that could challenge Clemson and Notre Dame.
Patterson hands it off to Holston. He's actually going to keep it himself. He rolls down the left side as he gets the first down and steps across, and about a 10-yard pickup on the play. It registers as 9 and another first down for Virginia Tech. And there you go, Patterson, which is the guy that we did not think was going to make a role in today's game, but he turned out to be a very impact player. Do you think that he was the impact player of the game?
I think he's up there. I think Khalil Herbert is the impact player of the game. The Kansas transfer came in, first play from scrimmage, made an impact, scored the first touchdown, had a huge reception on the last drive that really put this game away. Herbert has been the impact player for me.
Patterson is under center again in the shotgun position. Takes a snap and he gives it off to his running back again. It's Holston. He's got a first down and more as he goes on the left side and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 15. A big run there from Jalen Holston, and we saw Jordan Houston get a touchdown as the third string running back. Now we're going to see a glimpse of Holston, who had an injury in the season opener against Boston College. One of his best runs he's put together here at Virginia Tech.
And there it is, Virginia Tech over 300 yards rushing on the day on only 38 carries. Unbelievable job, averaging 8 yards per rush. Hokies up front have a very experienced offensive line, and that's allowed these running backs and quarterbacks and wide receivers, I'm looking at you, Trey Turner, to make big plays on the ground.
Shotgun position once again here for Quincy Patterson. Got Holston to the right of him. He's going to give it the snap, and Holston's going to move to the left, cut back inside a bit, and fall about down at the 9-yard line. So over 300 yards rushing, but only 17 passes. It's kind of like run first kind of playbook right now for Virginia Tech. It's been working so far in this game, and even though we talked about at the beginning of the game that it was rolling along pretty well, it keeps the defense out there, it tires them out, and it can create a lot of chaos for the defenses.
Well, and NC State hasn't been within one score of the Hokies since probably the 12-minute mark of this of the first quarter. So the Hokies have really been able to establish that run and haven't had to worry about, time and score or anything like that.
Quincy Patterson all alone in the backfield is going to take it himself to the left side, cuts back in, runs over to the defender, and dives inside the 2-yard line. As he was approaching the middle of the field, he stepped up, and he just took down the NC State defender. What a run there from the quarterback.
Yeah, great run from Patterson. The question here becomes, you have one more play you have to run before the clock's going to run out. Do you go for the 50-burger or do you take the knee? I would like to think Justin Fuente is going to have his quarterback take a knee and end it and finish off this game. But you never know. I always like seeing 50 on the scoreboard.
Hey, the Miami-Florida State game just ended 52-10. Let's see if the Virginia Tech Hokies match it. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as he's going to take the snap and just kneel it for about 7 yards back, so that'll cut into the rushing total a bit. But that's going to do it here from Blacksburg. The Virginia Tech Hokies were going through some challenges coming into today's game without 23 players and 2 full-time coaches, one including defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton. But they came out in that first quarter and dominated and did not look back then at that point. They win this one 45-24 over the NC State Wolfpack. Virginia Tech goes 1-0 in the season as NC State falls 1-1. That's going to do it here from 3304 Sports. We'll be back for the post-game coverage right after this. Once again, Virginia Tech 45, NC State 24. Welcome back here for the final time to Blacksburg, Virginia, as the Hokies defeat the Wolfpack 45-24 as they go 1-0 on the year as NC State drops 1-1. If we go through a quick summary of the game here, Virginia Tech got things going early by scoring 17 points in that first quarter, jumping out to that 17-0 lead. They continued that dominance into halftime as they went into the half with a 31-10 lead. Second half, not as much scoring from Virginia Tech, but it was good enough to keep it a 21-point game, and they pulled away 45-24. Jake, we talked about our keys of the game in the pregame show. We talked about how we wanted Bailey Hockman to make plays for NC State to take down Virginia Tech. That is definitely a skill set that they checked off.
Yeah, the Hokies, they forced Bailey Hockman to throw the ball a few times, and he didn't do very well with it. Finished his night 7 of 16, 2 interceptions, didn't even make it to 100 yards. The Hokies, they had pressure all day. They played well in coverage. Going into the game, the whole conversation was about their defense. Would they be ready? No Justin Hamilton calling the plays. You don't have Jermaine Waller. Caleb Farley's not there. Neither is Devin Hunter. You're losing a lot of pieces, and they really stepped up, especially the young guys. Really impressed with the way the Hokies defense played. And once they start getting those pieces back, and once Justin Hamilton's back in that role of defensive coordinator, this could be a special Hokies defense coming up in this 2020 season.
Another key of the game with the Virginia Tech running back duo that just came in with Raheem Blackshear and, most importantly, Khalil Herbert, who made his mark today.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert, what else can you say? He was phenomenal tonight. 104 yards on the ground on just 6 carries. 6 carries and 104 yards. He had 150 yards total on the day on just 8 touches. A really impressive day for Khalil Herbert. He scored the first touchdown of the game and seemed to always be there when the Hokies needed a big play. Hokies with 314 yards rushing today. Almost got to 500 total yards on the day at 495. What can you say? I don't want to say this was a perfect game from the Hokies, but considering the circumstances and everything that this program has gone through over the last couple of weeks, I don't see how you can have a better start to a season.
Let's look ahead a bit. We talked a little bit about their upcoming matchup. NC State going to go on the road and take on Pittsburgh. When you look at that matchup right now, after the performance you saw at quarterback today, do you go with Hoffman or do you go with Leary?
I think you go with Devin Leary. He looked really good. I mean, the Hokies were not playing the same defense they played against Hockman. They were in prevent. They were trying to just keep the ball in front of them, make them turn some clock a little bit. But Leary, he played well in the role that he was put in, 12 of 16, 165 yards and a touchdown. I think Leary earned the right to start next week. Hockman he didn't look comfortable on the field at all today.
So for Virginia Tech, they got a road matchup against Duke next week, and the questions are arising now at that quarterback position. We didn't see Hooker today. We saw Burmeister for a bit, then he went down, so Patterson stepped on up. He played well. Burmeister was playing well before, and then he came back and played well again. We got to see a little bit more Patterson at the end of the game. That's a difficult situation to have, but it's a comforting one to know that all three of them can step up and have a great performance.
Yeah, the Hokies have an abundance of options, which is always a good thing to have. I mean, Hendon Hooker was the starting quarterback. Coach Fuente named him the starting quarterback. He did not play a snap tonight. He was not. He was in uniform. He was wearing his jersey, but he was not eligible to play today, and the Hokies didn't need him. I mean, 45 points. Burmeister and Patterson only threw the ball 17 times, but that's all they really needed to do. Those two quarterbacks are good enough to win this game, especially if the running game is as strong as it was tonight.
Well, that's going to do it here from Blacksburg, Virginia, where the Virginia Tech Hokies defeat the NC State Wolfpack 45-24. Thank you for listening to 3304 Sports. My name is Andy Loce. I'm joined alongside with Jake Lyman. Have a great night, everybody. See you around.